Hey everyone. No water on me. Sorry for that. Welcome to North America Show. Host robnoerr. Streaming early tonight. I apologize. I owe Jake Rattlesnake apologies for two reasons. One, streaming at the same time during him. I'm sure he'll do fine. Second, um, I kind of got called in to do the extravaganza last minute. Jake had the show prepped for Andrew. There was a bunch of religious topics, and so we didn't really have a show prepped. And I just started yelling, and when I looked down at the clock, the hour was up. So apologies. I sort of talked over Jake, I think, a lot. I'll make it up to him. But how's it going? I'm in a bad mood today, if I could be honest. I've had a good day, but I'm in a bad mood. And I know why. Now, I'm going to yell. There's probably a good shot that whoever you are in my audience, I'm going to say something to piss you off tonight. That's okay. So at some point you're going to be like, fuck this guy. It's all right. The reason that I'm having such a bad day is I fucked my back up again. I ended up going to the back doctor. They're talking about, I don't know, they possibly want to do surgery. It is absolutely killing me. I have a herniated disc for about a year now. It's been like a year and a half. I've been fighting through it, and it started to feel like it was getting better. And I woke up and it's fucking terrible. It feels like when I started with it, like, whole leg numb. It's just a fucking mess. So I didn't sleep very well. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be in pain, then I'm just gonna be pissy and I'm just gonna yell. And that's what the show's gonna be tonight. I'm just gonna fucking yell about everything and everyone. You know? That's my therapy. I'm not going to some fucking therapist, or I'm a dad now, so I don't go to the bar. Though I was talking to my wife. I can't wait. Like, I love my son. I would take right now, like, not today with my back hurting, but any day I have right now is going to be the best day of my life. Right? It's like my son is the perfect age. He is hilarious. He's smart. He is amazing. I love hanging out with him. My wife's fantastic. It's the best. If I had to relive any age in my life, it would be this. Don't get me wrong, being young was fun, but this is it. This is peak for me, right? But one thing I am looking forward to when my son's like 18 or whatever and he's out of the house, like, I want to be me and my wife, like, to go to like the local bar and just have like one beer and like a sandwich like 2-3 nights a week and just gossip, just town gossip. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Now I didn't get it out of my system at all. I'm ready to yell and fucking yell and like be pissy. Look at this. Amongst everything else, the damn super chat gold bar is not working. Even technology's decided to fuck me over today. What is happening? That's going to frustrate the shit out of me. What's going on? Piece of shit. All right. Let's try to fix this. No, I won't. Oh my gosh, why is this not working? Just let me click that. I'll be right back. Motherfucker. It's infuriating me. Can you guys still hear me? I hope you can still hear me. It's going to be one of those days. It's just, my rage is building. What is happening? Why won't it let me click that? No. It's not what I want. What is happening? Well, we may not have the super chat goal showing today. I don't know what to say. The whole thing is just, I don't want to create new. I want to add the existing source. Why can't I do that? Why can't I add the existing source? Oh, there we go. It's like freezing up on me. All right. Now let's stretch it out. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days, I'm afraid. Where am I at? There we go. We're back. Yay. And it's still not working. What is going on? Well, anyways, forget about all that bullshit. I don't know why it's not working. I promise I'll still read all the super chats. I don't know what's going on. It's one of those days. You see what I mean? You see? It's like life throws this shit at you. Everything just gets you mad at once. So I'm going to be on the road tomorrow. We're going to the Louisville Truck Show. Courtney's brother-in-law is entering a truck. He does like show trucks, big rigs. So he's entering a truck in it. So we're hoping for the best. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be on the road. I will try to stream from my phone, but I make no guarantees. So we'll do a stream here tonight. Apologies. I have tried. Fuck, shit, damn. See, nothing working. But Naughty Germ, thank you for the $5 as always. Really appreciate it. Jim Hayes, $10. Thank you so much. Says not one step back. Thank you. And Zach Gelpy, $5 says, here's some cash. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Please. We know it's your fault anyway, Zach. You put the gremlins on my tech issues here. All right. Where to start? I just feel like it's a good day to just vent. Now, let me precursor this by saying I am a bit of like a bipolar maniac. So you might catch me tomorrow and I'll be like, everything's great. What are you talking about? Oh, legendary CEO, thanks so much. $20. Says fight money. Thank you. So tomorrow things might be great. Who knows? We'll try this one more time. One more time. It's just $11. That's not right. On Zach Gilby, $5. Those damn gremlins. Gremlins. But I'm so frustrated because I feel like I don't just pick a side. It's like I feel helpless in this sense. When I debated, there were rounds I knew I was going to get my ass kicked, most likely. Like, I was good. I was a good debater. Everybody thinks I'm like the greatest, like, oh, you're top tier debater. I'm pretty good at what I do now. But when I did debate a policy and everybody talking as fast as humanly possible, you deal with people who have the person SAT score, they've been debating since they were in private school when they were learning. I went to some, university schools and public colleges. We weren't able to compete with them, so we tried to do as much work as possible to catch up with them. They've been doing it for 12 years, and I tried to do it for 4 years, and I'm unable to keep up with them. They are able to talk faster than me. They're able to write faster than me. All these things, they have perfect memory, things like that. It's hard for me to keep up with them. I'm trying the best I can to follow the rules of the game. It's very difficult. I couldn't keep up with people. Like, I did okay. I was a top 50 debater in the country, but the top of the top fucking crushed me. And you know it. And that's realistic. Like, you go into a round, it's like, oh, fuck, I know who this guy is. I know this team. They're going to crush us. It's fun. I like that. The style debate I do now, I'm probably better. I'd probably beat a lot of those people. Some of them, I don't know, though. But even if you're debating someone that you know is going to crush you, Or if you don't debate, whatever, if you played a sport or whatever, fucking video game, even if you're up against someone you know that's going to crush you, chess, whatever, you're still controlling it, right? I play someone, I'm terrible at chess. I play someone at chess. I'm still moving the pieces. I might lose, but it's me. And there's something about that. It's like, okay, I can live with that. But coaching debate, that's more frustrating because you could see the fuck up occurring in real time and there's nothing you could do. You just shrug your shoulders. You're like, that's how I feel right now. I feel like when I coach debate and you'd coach like some young team and you'd be like, okay, this is your judge. This is the type of argument this judge likes to hear. Here's the team you're going up against. I just judged this team 3 rounds ago. Here's exactly what they're going to say. So your argument should be X. And your team looks at you and they're like, nah, we're going to say Y. And I'm like, if you say Y, you're going to lose. That's a bad argument. We want to say Y. And you're like, okay, it's your team. So you coach them as best as you can on Y. And you're like, let's do it, I guess. But you know at the end, you're like, you're going to get fucking crushed. And then you're right. It's like, okay, they got crushed. That's how I feel right now with politics. Like you could see it. You see the train wreck happening. You see it. There's nothing you could do. And no matter what you say, solid portions of your audience or the people that hypothetically are on your side are going to think you're a piece of shit. I'm simultaneously an anti-Semite and a Zionist, and I'm too hard on Trump, and I'm not hard enough on Trump. All of those things at once. And it becomes frustrating because part of you is like, I suppose I could just go full Candace Owens. Yeah, Israel's responsible for everything, and let's just do conspiracy theories every night on who killed Charlie Kirk. And I'd probably have way more viewers. Why not debate them to use X instead of what? Well, you try. But they're the team at the end of the day. In this analogy, right? I try to convince people all the time. So let me give you an example. Now listen, at the end of the day, this doesn't matter. It's not like I'm losing sleep over this shit, but it just epitomizes. So I didn't sleep well last night because my back's all fucked up. So I was like, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to look at some channel metrics and stupid shit like that. So I was reading some comments. Now, my editor, Black Elk, does a tremendous job taking my videos and making them into regular content and short form content. So I saw a bunch of comments about basically how I'm selling out. This one was, I'm losing a lot of respect for Rob right now. Right? And I was like, oh, I wonder what that video is. And it's basically how I'm a big piece of shit to Tucker Carlson. Can you believe it? What a piece of shit I am. I sold out. I'm some piece of shit. People are losing respect for me. And I was like, I wonder what did I say that's so objectionable? So here's the video where I sold out and people are losing respect over me. Ready? Here we go. Let's watch this video. But let's say that Trump's buddies with Tucker and they've talked in the first administration and in this administration, and Trump says something that's classified. That he's like, listen, now here's the deal. Or that could, forget the term classified, says something that could be a jeopardy to U.S. interests, troops, etc., right? And then Tucker like immediately goes back and gets on the horn, and he's on with Khomeini's people, right? Prepared to defend this. Here's where U.S. troops will be. Something like that. would be a might bit more serious than FARA or the Logan Act. Now, there's no evidence that that occurred, but we're just talking about potentially what could Tucker be facing. That would basically be like an espionage charge.
Yeah, that gets you in the espionage/treason realm. Like
Right.
in the extreme scenario where he was shit, even if he was wrong. Like if the president gave him false flag info and then he turned around and gave it to the Ayatollah, like that's an extraordinary example. I have no reason to believe that's true. But if that's what happened, then yeah, and also at that point, throw the book at him. For the record, like throw the book at him. Like Espionage Act, treason, FARA, dust off the Logan Act for good measure. Like at that point, like if you're actually giving what you think is military grade information to enemies of the United States who are going to be engaged in a hostile, like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's what happened. I think my gut read is that Tucker was flexing a little bit and he was telling people, I got the ear of the president. And Trump sussed him out and was like, I'm gonna use this fool to my advantage.
But that's it? I sold out? That's it? What exactly did I say that was so objectionable? Now, I proceed to go on and after that say, I don't think this is what happened. But that's it. If Tucker, we were talking about potential crimes of leaking and stuff. Well, Tucker could have a FARA violation. And I was like, well, hypothetically, another crime could be, basically espionage, that he's working on behest of a foreign government. But I don't think he did any of that. That's what I said. Someone's complaint was, why are we even wasting our time with these hypotheticals? Well, it's a legal show, and the issue that was on most people's mind that day was Tucker Carlson himself said that the Trump administration was looking into prosecuting him for a crime. So we were like, what are the hypothetical crimes that Tucker could be prosecuted for? Seemed apropos, given the topic. Doesn't matter. Too much. It's starting to feel to me like I don't know that there's a movement that represents me anymore. I just don't. I don't know where I fit in anymore on the political scale. I could be like, I think Trump's still better than Kamala. I don't regret my vote for him. I think he's fucking up on a lot. But I blame the Republicans, particularly in the Senate, more than him. But it is fair to criticize him. His interests seem to be more with foreign policy than domestic, and more with people that hate him than the people that are his base. But I still blame the Republicans more. I don't particularly like Israel's influence in the United States, but I think that it's grossly overstated. But even if you don't like Israel, I don't know who in their right mind could look at sort of radical Islam and say it's not a threat. Even if you're someone that dislikes Israeli influence, no problem, great. How that leaves you cozying up like that radical Islam's not a problem is beyond me. I watched radical Muslims throw an explosive device at Jake Lang outside Mamdani's house, and I looked and the people to the left of me are like, this is white Christian nationalists' fault. And I look at the people on the right of me, and they're like, these are the Jews' fault. And I'm like, no one's going to blame, I don't know, the fucking Muslims that threw the explosive? And when I was like, I don't know, I kind of blame these radical Islam, and everyone looks at me like, whoa, radical Islam. The left's telling me like, well, that's racist. You can't do that. And the right's telling me, that's Zionist propaganda. Okay. I'll complain about Republicans or Trump, and I have people like, oh, you're a pussy. Oh, you just want things to happen too quick. Oh, you know, what the fuck are we talking about? It feels like I've been fighting this battle since 2018. Yes, it's okay to criticize the people you support. If you just become a yes man and say, we just totally trust them, then don't be surprised when they never get around to doing the shit that you wanted because you sat there silently. It's okay to get pissed off. It's okay to say, what the fuck? I think you're fucking up. That doesn't make you a traitor. It doesn't make you a sellout. Simultaneously, I can't believe I have to say this, but that doesn't mean that Jews do everything. I know that's a fucking unpopular position right now. Somehow, those people are the most fucking annoying people. Yesterday, I do a show. One topic, Arctic frost. Okay. Now here's something I think it's an issue that everyone knows that it's one of the issues I'm most concerned with, sort of the utilization of the FBI as a weapon to go after Trump-connected people. It's been the topic I've probably talked about most on this channel since I started live streaming. Clearly something I'm passionate about. And I'm like, great. Talk about something that's not Iran today. Talk about something. Surely we can get a day in now where I don't have to yell about Epstein or Jewish people or Zionism, right? We can just be like, here, let's look what comes in my chat? Oh, Margot Cleveland. She's probably a Zionist. Will Chamberlain, Zionist. Yeah, these are all Zionists. Calling out the Biden administration for spying on Republicans. What the fuck are we doing? What's even the point? I was like, what are you doing? So let me get this straight. Israel told the Democrats to spy on Trump, and Republicans, and now Israel's telling the Republicans to call out and investigate Democrats for spying on them. Did I get that right? That right? I got that right? That's about the... And the response to me was, Nick Fuentes has 50,000 people watching. Good. Then go join them. I've personally seen Nick Fuentes say he gets aggravated with, do we have to say everything's a Jewish conspiracy now? Everything? Everything? I can't look at a story about, wow, look at this. They spied on 20% of Republicans in the Senate. They said that if they would have known, because there's rules that say they have to disclose to senators because of the speech and debate clause if you're going to subpoena them. And Judge Bernsberg signed up, there could be destruction of evidence, so we're going to subvert that rule. And that story turns into, well, what about the Jews? What? What are you fucking talking about? I like Tucker. I think he's had some fucked up takes recently. I still like Tucker. Tucker's a big influence on me. It's okay to say if Tucker was literally working with the government of Iran, that's a problem. If he was just talking to people like, hey, I'm hoping for a good situation, that's not a big issue. If the government was spying on him fraudulently as a journalist, that's a big fucking issue. But I'm allowed to say, look, if Tucker, who left that big matzo ball out there, right? I'm being investigated for crimes. What crimes? I'm allowed to say, if Trump said, hey, we're not going to do this, or we're going to attack here, or we're not going to attack here. And Trump immediately ran to the Iranian government and said that that's a problem. I'm allowed to say that. It's okay. That doesn't mean I've sold out. I'm so fucking over it, right? Like, and I used to laugh. I laughed after the 2024 election. I laughed at the Democrats. They had every institutional advantage and they fucking lost. And there was, well, Team Hassan's fighting Team Destiny and fucking, all this bullshit. And now here we are. I've tried to put my nose down and say, hey, I'll work with Nick Fuentes. I'll work with Candace Owens. I'll work with Ben Shapiro. I don't give a fuck at this point. The left is telling us, we're coming for all your fucking asses when we win. You think it was lawfare before? That wasn't shit. We're pissed we didn't go far enough. They're saying it out loud. And we can't circle the wagons and be like, holy fuck, that sounds bad. One side saying this is how I have to talk. Holy Jew, fuck Jew, that Jew, sounds Jew, bad Jew. And if I don't say that, then clearly I've been paid $7,000. The other side, on my side, is like, yeah, but don't criticize the Republicans or Trump. They're the best. Can't criticize them. What they're doing is exactly right, and that'll lead us to the promised land. And I'm sitting here like, great, I'll work with both sides of that equation. I don't give a fuck. I have my opinions. I say them every night. But I have my focus on what I think's really bad that I'm pushing back against. And it's never good enough. I'll be like, I think Trump's fucking up. Wow, he's better than you. Yes, I agree. Trump's better than me. I could have never got elected. Yep. Wow, fucking, you people are always like this. Trump knows what's best, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's true. I think there's plenty of room to criticize in his first administration. We can criticize here. I think there's a big fuck up here. Then the other side, someone will be like, yeah, Trump's the fucking worst. He sold out. He's a piece of shit. He's the worst. He must be in the Epstein files. I'm like, I don't know. And it's like, it's constantly the most radical fucking position on either side. And when I push back in even the slightest, then I get pigeonholed in, well, then you must be on the other side of that equation. For example, did I ever mince words about the complete clusterfuck shit show of Trump's handling of the Epstein files? I did episode after episode. I think it's one of the biggest political fucking blunders in my lifetime. I had the fucking Crucible. I had just started streaming full time. Maybe a month or two. I was going over to the Crucible Discord a lot. These motherfuckers wanted to eat me alive over on the Crucible Discord because they were absolutely convinced that Donald Trump had assaulted children. That's the only explanation. And I was like, well, now wait a minute. I legitimately thought, because I was like, I'm going to talk about Trump's handling of the Epstein files. I was convinced that the Crucible audience would be like, whoa, you're being too hard on Trump. But instead it was the opposite. And I was like, oh, I mean, no, I don't think he assaulted children. I think there's plausible explanations why he's having this reaction and he didn't do that. They're out for blood. These motherfuckers wanted to kill me. Of course, the irony was, once they heard Andrew, who was even less hard on Trump than me, then a lot of them changed their mind. So I'm like, I think Trump really fucked this up. Yeah, because Mossad forced him. They got blackmail on him because he assaulted children. I don't know about that. Oh, you PDF defender. What? Then on the other hand, I'm like, I think Trump fucked this up. Oh, so you're saying he's a PDF like a lefty? No? What? So like this guy calls me the other day. Akash Patel lied in front of Congress. Okay, cool. What did he lie about? Let's see the clip. He's asked, Kennedy asked him, did Epstein traffic children to himself? Yes, that's why he's right. See, misleading. What are you talking about? Now, I don't like Akash Patel's handling of the thing. I think he's done shit. I think Pam Bondi's been shit. Right? But if you're going to make a specific, this specific thing that happened, and I'm like, well, I don't know about that. Well, Rob sold out. All of a sudden, now Rob's okay with the handling. No, I said on this one specific claim. Why is that hard to understand? That's not me jumping through fucking hoops to defend the guy. And it's like this everywhere. Do I give a fuck if Israel bombs Iran? No. I think as someone who doesn't want the U.S. involved, if Israel decided to do that, as long as it was clear to Israel that it's like, we're not helping. You do what you want. My sort of non-interventionist stance is fine with that. I'd sooner people solve things diplomatically, but okay, fine, whatever. If we were to find out if Israel attacks Iran, that will lead to Iran attacking the United States. Maybe there's an argument to be had that we're allowed to preemptively strike Iran. Similarly, if Iran's going to strike Israel, and we have intelligence that says if that happens, Israel's going to lash out and bomb Americans, then we would maybe arguably be justified in attacking Israel. I don't know. It's a problem I'm working through. Doesn't matter to even suggest it. Oh, you sold out. You're defending the Iranian conflict. No, I didn't like the conflict. Similarly, when it first happened, when the first bombing started, I said, okay, let's take stock of what we know. And at what point we would say, okay, Trump made the right decision. What would that evidence look like? Oh, so you're defending the conflict. No, I'm not defending it. I'm just trying to get a baseline. Okay, what would it take for this to be defensible? Now, here's what I think it would take. Have we met that burden? No, not to me right now. Therefore, I don't like the conflict. It does not matter. To even entertain the idea that there is a hypothetical that it would be justified means that I support the conflict. If I don't support the conflict, though, then I got a bunch of people tell me that I was a fake Trump supporter and that I must be an anti-Semite and this, that. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm just like, and if I'm honest with you, I go back and forth. Some days I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is Trump doing? And other days I'm like, well, given the shitty hand that he's been dealt. So I get it. I understand where the audience is coming from. But at some point, it's just like, it's so infinitely frustrating. We're literally at the point where I could be like, did you guys see the last two Penguin games? I'm a huge Penguin fan. There were two goaltender interference calls or non-calls that were absurd. One was this goaltender, like the Penguins goalie just got smashed right into him. They said, nope, not interference. Then last night, they had a call against the Penguins that they said was goaltender interference. It's ridiculous. Now let's look at this frame by frame. And inevitably, someone in the chat would be like, well, this is Zionism. And I'd be like, wait, what? Zionism! Here we go. Zionist Rob distracting us with hockey. And you're just like, okay. So last night, I'm getting frustrated with it. And I'm just like, it's not the audience's fault. It's my fault because I see that shit and I can't help but hyperfixate it because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So now I'm just like, I'm just going to ban you. I don't give a fuck. Good luck to you. I just don't care. I'm so over it. I can't talk about illegal spying on Republicans without it being a conversation. What do you really think about Jewish people? What do you really think about Israel? And all the while I'm looking and I'm just like, we're heading to a fucking train wreck. We're heading into a train wreck. We are. Polls are dog shit. I get it. But it's more than just the polls. There's a feeling. And there are the Republican, I don't know what to call them, just super Republicans, super fans that are just like, nope, it's all a mirage. Trump's super popular. Republicans are super popular. And I don't feel that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't feel it. And I think it's worth looking at the directions of the polls. Here, let's share some of them. According to Reuters Ipsos, Trump's approval rating on the economy has fallen to 29%, lower than any point during the Biden presidency. Now, you see where that sharp dip started? Yeah, that's right about during the Iran attack. See how it was above Biden before that? Independence, October 2018, when Republicans lost the midterms in Trump's first term, Democrats were plus 11. Today, they're plus 31 with independents. Generic ballot, Democrats plus 11. There's more. This is from InfoWars, I believe.
Donald Trump and Republicans won in 2024 because of support from male voters. The only way they can win, given the gender gap in this country, is support from male voters. And male voters are abandoning Donald Trump. Take a look here. This gives the game away. Okay, Trump's standing with men. In November of 2024, he beat Kamala Harris among them by 13 points. Look at where he is now on his net approval rating. Down he goes. It's a 20-point shift away from Donald Trump. He is now 7 points underwater at this particular point among men. I think it is very difficult for Republicans to do well in this midterm cycle if Donald Trump is underwater with men. As my uncle once wrote, where the boys are, where the men are, they are underwater when it comes to Donald Trump.
Okay, so that's overall.
It's even worse with young men. Now, again, take polls with a grain of salt. I get all that. Each individual. Young men I know aren't fucking enthused about Trump anymore. They look at him like George W. Bush. Like, whatever. If I had to talk to the young men here in rural Pennsylvania right now that voted for Trump in the last election, I would say, and I have talked to them, I would say that this is the honest reflection. Well, he's still better than the Democrats. Still better. But it's just more of the same. That's it. There's no enthusiasm. None. Trump, and more importantly, the Republicans on whole, pissed all the goodwill away. There's a lot of enthusiasm those first couple months. Doge, push back against all the DEI shit, and then nothing. It's just been one disappointment after another. And maybe all necessary. Maybe it was all necessary. Maybe we had to pull ICE out of Minneapolis. Maybe we had to attack Iran. Maybe we had to stop Doge. Maybe Trump had to come out and say, hey, let's not be too harsh on hardworking illegals. Maybe Trump had to come out today and say, we're calling for a clean FISA extension for 18 months. Maybe it's all true. Maybe it all had to happen. I'm telling you right now, as I said, like, go back to like the third day I was covering the Iranian attack, and I was like, let me spend the day trying to convince people that are in favor of the attack why I think it was a bad idea. And remember what I said? If Trump's going to give these neocons what they want, why couldn't he have got something back in return? Why couldn't he have said, you want your war with Iran? Fine. Where do you get the SAVE Act? But he didn't. He just gave them everything they wanted. And now what do? Honoring blue slips traditions to make sure that he can't get any appointments through. Pro forma sessions instead of recess to make sure Trump can't do recess appointments. Refusing to even force a talking filibuster so Trump can't get the SAVE Act. They're shameless. They don't give a fuck. They hate Trump. That doesn't sound like a good deal for Trump. That sounds like the people in his own party that fucking hate him get everything they want from Trump. And when Trump says, oh, okay, now can you give me the thing that all of your voters want? They're like, no, we can't do that. Sorry. Fuck off. You already gave us what we wanted. Go fuck yourself. We find ourselves in this position where I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I'll still keep pushing. I'm not saying, I still think the accelerationist argument's dog shit. Well, then just vote Democrat. Terrible argument. I'll push to have good Republicans win primaries. But at some point, what's the selling point? Trump's not on the ballot. So here's the selling point right now. Here's the point I can make for Republicans. Democrats are worse. That's it. Hey, if you go out and you bust your ass to elect this Republican congressman, he's going to do nothing like they did for the 2 years that they had the House, the Senate, and President. They're going to do absolutely jack shit. That's what they'll do. So I have to convince you that jack shit's good. It's better than the Democrats. True. That's it. Good luck. Good luck getting enthusiasm with that. What am I going to do, lie? Oh, if the Republicans get elected, they'll pass voter ID. Really? Will they? Doesn't matter. Trump wanted to take out Iran as much as neocons. So, if you have things that you want and you know people you need want that as well, then you use it as a negotiating tactic. You don't say, oh, cool, I want this too. I'll give you everything you want. Oh, now can you guys do the SAVE Act? No, go fuck yourself, Trump. Oh, okay, thanks so much. I thought this guy was a master negotiator. How do I tell people that they should give a shit about politics anymore? Imagine being a fucking normie and tuning into this shit. Oh, look at that. I just got off my fucking 10-hour work shift where my back's fucking sore to make scraps as gas prices go up, as grocery prices are more expensive, as I can't afford my mortgage, I can't afford health insurance. Let's tune on the computer and see what's up. Oh, look at that. Another story of Somalians getting millions upon millions of dollars from scamming our government, so I have to pay more in taxes. At least my party's going to do something. Oh, wait, no, nothing? Anyways, I better get another part-time job on top of the 70 hours I already work so I can afford to keep paying these fucking Somalians that want to displace me and continue to vote for the party that fucking hates me and wants to indoctrinate my children. But don't worry, if I ever fuck up and break some law, they'll throw the book at me. But if someone molests my children or something, they'll be given a slap on the wrist because they just didn't know better. That's the deal. There's the American dream for the people in my neighborhood. There it is. Meanwhile, what are the Democrats looking like? Well, they successfully used violence to stop ICE, were basically let off with impunity, made themselves the victims in that situation. The guy that was aggressively going after deportation said Greg Bombino got shit on. He's out. Democrats win. Next time Republicans want to do something Democrats don't like, they'll use violence and Republicans will cave. Every time. Inevitably, here, you ready? Ready for fucking Nostradamus again? You ready? I'm seeing in the future that Republican people will get fed up and eventually riot, and then they'll get the book thrown at them, and they'll spend years in solitary confinement, and Democrats in the media will say it's the biggest deal ever. Ooh, spooky, right? Watch it'll happen, and people will be like, hey, I remember Rob saying that. He must be a genius. No, it's just common sense. All of a sudden, political rioting will be bad again. Republicans won't be able to hold themselves back to clamor over each other. My God, I'm outraged. I'm outraged by the Republicans rioting. Oh my God, it's outrageous. Meanwhile, they don't have shit to say when the left does it. We have people that are actually out there trying to do good work. Nick Shirley, James O'Keefe, Scott Pressler. They're starting to get demoralized. Who could blame them? Here's James O'Keefe today on Benny Johnson's show.
You say that you have people potentially flipping on the higher-ups. Who are the higher-ups? What does your gut tell you?
Well, right now, I have people in the field.
The money's coming from somewhere.
Yes, it is.
You know, and it's a lot of money. Even if it's $5 per signature to a homeless person, there's like suitcases of hundreds of thousands of dollars where the $5 comes from, right?
That's correct. You got a huge audience. So if I say what it is right now, it might hurt my ability over the next few days to continue getting it. But
of course,
there's petitioners and there's coordinators, and it appears as though this is like organized crime. And the thing about organized crime is it's extremely dangerous. So you could have gangs involved in this. There are companies that do this, but they're criminal actions. So there's out-of-state people that come into California. They make a lot of money. And we've been given the names of those companies, and we're currently tracking them down. But yeah, James O'Keefe and Cam Higbee and Savannah Hernandez and Anthony Rubin and John Cho has a report out today. We are going to find the higher-ups and expose them. But I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, without accountability, what does it matter? What does it matter? If no one is held accountable, does bringing it to I guess the question for your audience is a rhetorical question. Do you want me to continue doing this? Do you want me to continue exposing it? Does it even matter? I mean, that's a rhetorical question. I'm not going to answer that because I can stop. I can give up. I can retire. But I'm not gonna put my life in harm's way and my people's life, because they were almost killed, for nothing. It's not worth it. I think you would agree with that. So I can go away. I can be on a sabbatical until someone is arrested. But I'm not going to put my people's life in danger every week for nothing to happen. That's honest. I'm just being vulnerable and transparent with the world. I'm not going to get killed. I saw what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't want to die. I need to stay on this earth to keep exposing the truth. So I can go on vacation. I can go away. And when y'all are going to arrest somebody, I'll come back. Because I'll tell you what, getting punched in the neck, having nobody get arrested, it's not right. It's immoral is what it is. And the Republicans are in power. The Attorney General of the United States has the jurisdiction to arrest someone tomorrow. I haven't seen any statements on the internet or on Fox News or anywhere else about this. And I frankly, I get there's egos involved, but I think it's a form of cowardice. I'm glad the president is talking about it. I think he should continue to talk about it. And I will continue to keep releasing videos this week. But I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off because my friend and my closest colleague was violently assaulted and came an inch from we came an inch from losing our lives. Knives and guns there. And I need something to happen. I really need something to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop doing what I'm doing. And I don't know what else to say.
Can you blame them? Why put your neck out there? They killed Charlie Kirk. They got away with it. They celebrated it. They're heroes. They made themselves the victims. The violence against right-wingers, overwhelming. They tried to kill Jake Lang twice here in the past fucking 2 months. Beat the shit out of him. A bunch of Antifa types. Then they threw a bomb at him. Slaps on the wrist. No big deal. Just today, Andy Noah has a story out. Just today in Portland, I think it was one of the people that attacked, was it Nick Shirley or Nick Sorter? Not guilty, jury says. Of course, open season. Scott Adams, remember everyone laughed at him. We said Republicans would be hunted. Here you go. And what do you get out of it? What's the point? Why would you go out there and risk it? What's the point? I'm not asking. I'm asking. What's the point? Why should I do it? Why should I go to an event? Why don't I just sit here and talk about video games and sports, do a little comedy bit, and then play whip songs at the end of the night? Why not? Does it matter if I win debate after debate? All I do is put a bigger target on my back, and for what? Nothing will change. The very people that I'm out there fucking pushing to get elected, they get elected and say, thanks so much, Rob. Now we're going to do jack shit. Thank you, dude. We appreciate it. It's very nice of you. We'll really appreciate our salary. Maybe we'll do some insider trading, too. Thanks so much, dude. Oh, what's that? Voter ID? Nah, sorry, dude. Can't do that. But I'll tell you what we will do. Nothing. We'll pass big bills with a lot of pork to give our donors money. But hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Enjoy those death threats. Right? Great. At some point, why would an Elon Musk ever want to get involved in again? Why would he? Go enjoy your billions, man. Do what you got to do. Fuck it. Let's focus on space. Fuck all this. This planet's fucked. Screw it. I'm not getting involved in politics anymore. Fuck it. If you're Brett Kavanaugh type dude like that, why would you ever want to be nominated to the Supreme Court? Go through that shit. At some point, you're just like, nah, I'm good. No thanks. Why bother? Stick my neck out there? Nope. What's the point? I feel that if I'm objective, I've done a decent amount. I've gone to a lot of events. I do a lot of shit behind the scenes that I'm not really talking about on here. I did the call fucking bank shit. I knocked on doors. I put up signs. But I'm lazy compared to people like Scott Pressler. How's he feeling? He says, this is from this morning, sometimes I wonder why I do this work. I wonder why I work so hard to elect Republican majorities into office. And when we are in power, our very elected officials don't wield or harness that power. I wonder why I lose sleep, miss family vacations, and put my personal life on hold so wealthy senators could go on paid vacations after not achieving the very promises they campaigned on. Sometimes I wonder if they truly care about us and if they actually want to represent the will of the very people that elect them into positions of authority. I will tell you this. If the Senate ultimately does not pass the Save America Act, I will use all of the energy, hustle, and organizing efforts we use to elect those senators into office as tools to peacefully and respectively defeat them in their upcoming elections. James O'Keefe's getting fed up. Scott Pressler's getting fed up. Who's left? Well, Mark Levine's pleased, so Ben Shapiro's, please. Good. Good luck to you guys. I don't say this for the Democrats. Fuck them. They don't give a shit. They're interested only in political power, period. They'll defend a human vegetable like Joe Biden and all the bullshit he's doing. I actually have a conscience. I look at stories and I struggle. I'm like, man, here's what I like that Trump's doing. Here's what I like Republicans doing. Here's what I dislike. I'll criticize in real time my side. My audience, some people in my audience get pissed about it. I actually give a fuck about the country. I give a fuck about the future of this country and my son and my neighborhood and people all around this great country. I care. It's not enough to just say, oh, my side won. They haven't given me anything. Who gives a fuck my side won? And it's becoming, at least to me, I said this the other day, objectively, the Republicans, particularly in the Senate, are worse than Trump. They're worse. They do nothing. They don't even pretend to give a shit, most of them. They don't care. But I think the reason it hurts more with Trump was because you got a false sense of hope. My entire adult life, there's not been anyone in politics that even remotely attempted to represent me. There's my congressman that I vote for, that even if he was good, he's one of what? 400 something. Right? But most of the time, no, your individual congressman sucks too. But anyways, okay. But here comes Trump, and it's like, wow, there's someone who's potentially outside the system. Maybe he'll shake it up. And I know it's a big job, and it's going to fucking be a lot. And he probably won't be able to do it, but damn, there's someone there. Someone that actually gives a shit about regular people. There he is. Someone that doesn't hate me because of my skin color, or because I'm in flyover country, or because I'm Christian, or because I'm man. Wow, it's so weird. In public life, in politics. And then you look and you're like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Iran? Venezuela? Still giving money to Ukraine? And we find ourselves where it's like, you know, rationally, you're like, yeah, but Trump's the least of our problems, right? These Republicans are dog shit in the Senate. But the emotional part of it's like, yeah, but I had hopes for him. I ain't running for Congress. Nope. I have a kid. I'm selfish. Been there, done that. It's too much time. Too much money. Nope. Maybe when my kid's out of the house. I just don't. And yet still there will be those, there's no problem. I mean, the one point of optimism is also the blackest of pills. It's both. You ready? You ready for this? The average person in this country absolutely fucking despises every single issue that the Democrats stand for. And that is both reason for optimism and the blackest of pills. Because that's still going to win. That's how bad it is. The Democrats could cause 12-hour lines at airports while beating the shit out of law enforcement on the streets to get their way, while advocating for men in women's locker rooms and abortions up till birth. And they're going to win. That's the truth. And they're going to deserve their victory. That's how bad the Republicans are. That's how bad it is. Think of how historically fucking terrible the Republicans have to be to have that even be a consideration. Remember, people were talking like the Democratic Party was dead after the 2024 election. The month or two after it, remember their audit? They're like it's because racism. They wouldn't vote for a black woman. We need more DEI, more trans issues. And you're like, good luck. You guys are fucked. Republicans said, not so fast. Not so fast. We could do it. We could be even shittier. How's this possible? There's so many layups. We're going to pass a bill for border security. We're going to enshrine Trump's fucking 80-20 issue. No? Oh, okay. Voter ID. 90-10 issue. No? Unfortunate. Well, at least let's go after the corrupt Democrats that use lawfare and shit. Can't really do that either. Well, hey, if we're not going to do anything, at least we'll stop spending money. Nah, we're going to spend more money than the previous administration. On what? What are you spending the money on? Well, ICE, that you cowered out and brought out of Minneapolis? What's the fucking point? I debate since I was fucking 19 in college. I'm naive. For me, debate, I was in the debate community super left wing. And I sort of got along with most of the people. Some of them. They thought I was quirky, whatever. But for me, it was always, these people have fucked up ideas, but we all mean well. When I was working with Word War, so this is sort of, just give you a little behind the scenes what's going on. So I knew the Word War thing was coming up. And I would go pick my son up at school every day. And then my son's doing he's in preschool, it's a Catholic preschool. So he's doing a lot of events there, like Halloween party or, just church activities that we go to. And I remember we were picking him up from school one day. I'll never forget this. And we usually get there 10, 15 minutes early. Me and my wife sit in the car. So I'm strolling X. And I see this video. And it's Charlie Kirk. And I was like, oh, fuck. Was that a gunshot? And then I see another video. And I'm like, he didn't make it. And right around that time, Andrew messages me. He's like, you got time for a call? I said, sure. So he calls. He's like, "Did you see that video?" He's like, "I was like, yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I have a worse video. He's not going to make it." He's like, "It's bad." And so we both talked. We're like, "Fuck, that's horrible." And we talked about Charlie for like 15 minutes. And then Andrew says, "Well, you got Word War coming up. You got debate con. You got to get security." Andrew's more radical than Charlie. We're not like Destiny. We can't go out and have erudite be our security. What incentive does Andrew Wilson have to go out there politically at this point? You could say, "Well, Rob, money. You need money. It's your job." True. I'm not rich. Andrew's busted his ass. He's doing great. He could just be like, "I have a great wife. I have a great family. I'm out, y'all. Thanks so much." You know how many in real life events he does? He knows there's a target on his fucking back. He knows it. That's the world we live in now. You accept it. You say, "Well, we're not going to cower. We're going to keep pushing for what we think's right culturally, religiously, politically. That's what we're going to do." Why even bother with the politics aspect? For what? To get shot? To get attacked? To get smeared? To get called a rapist? To have people send you death threats? To have people insult your wife every fucking day? To have to get more security on your house? And so what? So you can bust your ass to get some dude elected that'll be like, "Thanks so much, you dumb fuck. Can't wait for my salary now. Fuck you, asshole. I hate you. I hate you and I hate your family and I hate your way of life, motherfucker. I can't wait to pretend and do this grift and then go get hired by CNN as soon as I'm done. Can't fucking wait. Fuck you." Like John Boehner or Michael Steele or Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why not just throw up your hand and say, "Fuck it. I'm just going to go fucking, I got mine. Fuck you. Me and my family would be all right. Fuck it." Why would anyone that has power, influence, or skill, why even give a shit about it anymore? Why do Elon Musk? Why, if you're him, why do you care? You could have been the green energy guy the rest of your life. Hey, you were on Rick and Morty. Cool. Nice. All the celebs go invite you to a party. Green energy guy, Tesla, woo, rockets. What's our pitch? Hey, talented men, go out there and bust your ass for a bunch of people that fucking hate you and will promise you a bunch of bullshit they don't even have the fucking intent to fake. And here's the best part, right? Even the people that would be on your side, they're going to call you a Zionist or they're going to call you a fucking anti-Semite. Doesn't matter. That fucking guy, that motherfucking piece of shit at the Oxford Debate Union, stared Charlie Kirk in the eye as they're debating. Then as soon as Kirk got killed, couldn't wait to go to the internet. Good! Motherfucker. Piece of shit. We want their ideas crushed. They want us murdered. And then to mock our wives. James O'Keefe goes out there. He's getting attacked. King Higgy goes out there. He gets attacked. Nothing happens. Ever. I don't agree with Nick Fuentes and everything he says. But he ain't trying to do that to me. Neither's Candace Owens. Neither's Ben Shapiro. I'm willing to work anyone that could help push back against this nonsense. And for that, I'm a Zionist, an anti-Semite, a racist, a bigot, a anti-Christian, whatever, insert. I'm a lunatic. You lose James O'Keefe. You lose Scott Pressler. Where are we at? Meanwhile, here's the Democrats' message, and their base is like, this isn't enough. Ready?
What does a Project 2029 agenda look like for you?
I don't think you can speak of it in shorthand, but I'll just say
Sure.
a couple of things that I think are absolutely necessary. One is we've got to restore the rule of law, and that means holding people accountable who've broken the law. I'm talking about in this administration, when we get a new one, the people in this administration who've broken the law and federal agents who've broken the law need to be held accountable.
And that means criminally prosecuted.
Criminally prosecuted, civilly prosecuted, whatever it is that we can do, right? It may be that you can't criminally prosecute somebody, but that you can go after them civilly.
They're going to come after every fucking ICE agent. They're going to come after every... They're already doing it with the Doge, young guys that worked on Doge. They're going to salt the earth. The lesson's going to be loud and fucking clear. If we don't rig it to where it's impossible to we ever lose an election again, and somehow you scrape an election, know this, that's only temporary. And if you work with that administration in any capacity whatsoever, we're going to fucking bury you. We're going to throw your ass in prison. We're going to sue you into oblivion. And it'll work. People are going to say, you know what, it ain't worth it for me. I'm good. Just go to Blue Sky. Go to fucking Left Wing X. Watch them. Watch fucking Like to Live and Learn people. It's not enough. Stronger. Merrick Garland wasn't enough. He was weak. More. They only subpoenaed 12 Republican senators. Not enough. Susan Rice, still influential in Democratic politics. What's she gonna say we should do?
But when it comes to the elites, you know, the corporate interests, the law firms, the universities, the media, I agree with you, Preet. It is not. It's not going to end well for them. For those that decided that it was, you know, that they would act in their perceived very narrow self-interest, which I would underscore is very short-term self-interest, and, you know, take a knee to Trump. I think they're now starting to realize, wait a minute, you know, this is not popular. Trump is not popular. What he is doing, whether on the economy and affordability or on immigration now, is not popular. And that there is likely to be a swing in the other direction. And they are going to be caught with more than their pants down. They're going to be held accountable by those who come in opposition to Trump and win at the ballot box. And I can tell you, Preet, as I talk to leaders in Washington, leaders in our party, leaders in the states, if these corporations think that the Democrats, when they come back in power, are going to, play by the old rules, and say, oh, never mind, we'll forgive you for all the people you fired, all the policies and principles you've violated, all, the laws you've skirted. I think they've got another thing coming because, just like when Trump thought, okay, I'll redistrict and the Democrats won't have the guts to play hardball. They're going to be surprised. Democrats have had a belly full. And
no, she's not a Republican. She's Obama, Democrat. So what she's saying is, hey, corporate, what policies is she talking about? Well, DEI policies. If you took away your DEI policies, if you fired people, if you cooperated with ICE, then we're going to come after you criminally and civilly. Companies. And they're going to do it, too. They're going to win. As of right now, they're going to win, and they're going to do it. They are setting the groundwork for, don't you ever fucking go against us. Not at the individual level, not at the company level, not at the legal level, not at the political level. We'll bury all you motherfuckers. We'll use civil cases, we'll use criminal cases, we'll allow our jackboots to go attack you personally. We don't give a fuck. We'll use jury nullification when we beat one of your reporters or shit. And the Republicans' counteroffer to that is, okay, we're going on vacation. I'm sorry, we don't have time to do anything. Sorry. Remember when I was telling you in January, I'm like, it's funny. Republicans haven't done jack shit. Now, mark my words, nothing's going to be done now because it's election season. Time to campaign, not time to do actual legislative work. Now we're in March. Well, 2-week vacation. Okay. What's going to get done? Now they're talking about, let's just fund, they're gift wrapped all this shit. Democrats shut down the government because they refused to exact the exact CR bill that they fucking passed in 2024. Exact same bill. The Democrat bill. They're like, nope, we don't want it. But you're the minority. The way this traditionally works is the majority would say, we're going to add shit we want to this. And then you'll have to negotiate to take some of that out. But we, because we have more power, will get more of what we want. Not Republicans. They start from the position of, let's give Democrats everything they wanted last time. And Democrats say, nah, we want more. And Republicans are like, okay. So to their credit, because they already started off giving Republican or Democrats the exact same fucking bill they had, they held out. So we had a big shutdown. Who gets the blame for it? Well, Republicans can't win that PR battle. So that's Republicans' fault that we shut down because we passed forth the same fucking bill the Democrats voted for last time. Our fault. Now, lines of TSA. Who's to blame? Trust me, the American people will come to blame the Republicans because they're dog shit. They can't even win that argument. So what are they going to do? They'll say, well, here's what we're going to do. Let's give the Democrats what they want because it's harming them politically. Let's fund TSA. Let's fund the rest of DHS. But ICE will be separate. Let's take all the leverage we have and give it to the Democrats. And then we'll say, can we pretty please do things on ICE? And they'll be like, no. And you'll go, oh, shucks. Damn. Just like what happened in Minneapolis. Trump says, hey, we're going to deport illegals, including very violent ones. And Democrats like, that's interesting. What we're going to do is riot. That's what we're going to do. We're going to riot and use violence. So, And Trump's team's like, oh, okay. Well, how about we pull back and we fire the people that were like there, we quietly demote them. And Democrats like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And by the way, if you want to use ICE in another city, we'll use violence again. And Trump seems like, cool. We won't do that. Cool. But I tell you what we'll do. We'll have the president come out and give a statement and say, we got to chill out on this deportation talk. We'll do that. And we're going to be focused on Iran. We don't have time to worry about this shit anymore. And Democrats are like, oh shit, really? That worked? We could set up entire Telegram channels for violence and then have our politicians and Democrats cheer on the people resisting ICE and pretend the violence doesn't exist. And it just works. No shit. I mean, they can't, I imagine what it must feel like to be a Democrat sometime. Like, there have to be moments where you're like, oh, we're fucked. We've been so corrupt. We knew about all this fucking, Somali fraud, hospice fraud, Medicare fraud, voting fraud. We knew about it all, the fucking lawfare against Trump. Oh, man, they got power. And for a brief moment, they're probably like, I believe this. Like, there was in that book about Hillary in 2006, she said, if he wins, we all hang. I believe there was a moment they're like, oh, no, they're going to expose all the corruption. And then they're like, wait a minute. It's like the Homelander meme where he's looking around like, oh, no shit. We could just do that? There's never consequences? No shit. Okay. So then they went in 2020 and they're like, fuck it. Let's go after him for fucking Stormy Daniels. Why not? Let's change the law in New York and have this lady that named her cat Vagina say that Trump assaulted her in a department store. Great. Fuck it. Let's sue him for $500 million. Say that he overvalued his house. Fuck it. Right? Fuck. Let's subpoena every Republican organization. Fuck it. 20% of the Republicans in the Senate. Why not? Fuck it. They get away with it. And now they're like, oh, when Trump wins again, like, fuck, we didn't expect this. Uh-oh. And the House and the Senate. Oh, no. And the popular vote this time. Oh, fuck. All because serendipity, again, in the most unlikely of scenarios, the human vegetable that they put out, his drug cocktail during the debate didn't work. And they pushed forward the fucking least popular politician, fucking airhead moron, Kamala Harris, without one vote. So they lost. And they're, oh, fuck, we're fucked now. They won't make the same mistake to what? No shit. You mean we went even further from 2021 to 2024 and they could do fuck all? Okay, fuck it. Let's have some of our politicians literally raid an ICE facility and shove an ICE officer. Nothing? Okay, fuck it. Let's have our people have Telegram channels and coordinate to fucking attack ICE officers. No shit, that worked. Let's just fucking shut down the government, blame Republicans and say we want everything we want. That's working? No shit. They can't believe their good fortune. We've always wanted to attack Iran, but now that Trump did it, let's just say we hate it. The American people hate it. All right. Looking good. Yeah, the judicial judges are like, oh, the Supreme Court said we can't do that. We're going to do it again. And Chief Justice Roberts is going to come out and go, this is outrageous. This is fucking ridiculous that Trump complains about this. He'd stop complaining. Nothing gets done, and the Democrats' argument is, oh my God, so much evil's getting done. What? Nothing's being done. Nothing. And the Democrats are like, that's too much. Why couldn't Fox News expose the corruption we see Nick Shirley and Cam Higby and fucking James O'Keefe? Why couldn't they have done that with all their resources? Aren't they supposedly Trump fucking sycophants? No, but instead, we got patriots out there doing this shit, putting a target on their back. Now. But boy, oh boy, God forbid James O'Keefe or Nick Shirley would be killed. You wouldn't believe the strongly worded letter that would be coming. Oh boy, this shit would make your head spin. Let me tell you what, Buster. Whoa, watch out. Then we'd have an entire industry of fucking right-wingers that would say, Nick Shirley was my best friend, and he told me that he's pretty sure Israel did it. I think it was his girlfriend. The difference is I'm not telling you to go be accelerationist and vote Democrat. I'm saying I can understand why prominent people that have a target on their back would be like, you know what, I'm done. Scott Pressler says, here's what I'm going to do. If these motherfuckers that I use blood, sweat, and tears to get elected decide they're not going to push their campaign promises, then I'm going to primary them. Nick says, I'm going to vote Democrat. And by the way, I told you all to vote Democrat in the 2024 election. See the difference? At this point, what do you expect? Republicans ain't going to do shit. We'll get a comment that comes from the Trump administration that says that it's the best economy ever, the polls are all lying, and that it's a bunch of paid influencers that are griping. I would assume that's what's coming next. And by the way, we're bitching too much about deportations. They're good people. You don't see how Nick saying vote Democrat isn't the same as Dems brutalizing anyone who doesn't do 100% of what they want. Show me the prominent Democrat saying vote Republican. Go ahead. I'll wait. Them saying, fuck you, we'll primary you if you don't vote 100% with us is different than saying, hey, go vote for Trump. Maybe. If this article would work. Is my internet cramping out or is it just his website? Nick Sorter's Crow Tifa bird costume anti-ICE protester acquitted over attack. Portland jury's acquitted far-left radical accused of attacking conservative activist Nick Sorter. Angela Lynn Davis of Vernonia, Oregon, was charged with second-degree assault and offensive physical contact stemming from an October 2nd, 2025 confrontation in which prosecutors said she chased and helped surround Sorter while brandishing a stick. Video shown at the trial captured a group dressed in black pursuing Sorter before he fell to the ground. Davis was identified in court as the individual wearing the bird costume. Let's see the video.
We got a Trump supporter. We got a Trump supporter right here.
Oh, he's putting it on the ground and he's making it worse.
Get out of here, white boy. I'm walking down the street. You ain't going nowhere. Get out of here. I'll fuck your ass up. I will fuck your ass up. Get out of here. Get out of here now. You're gonna get fucking pissed. Don't fucking touch me. Get it, bitch.
Get the fuck off her, asshole. Oh, you alright? Okay? Get your hand in the air.
Nice rainbow color. I like your rainbow. Thank you.
Whoa.
That sums it up right there. Shove you, beat you, chase you out, hit you with sticks. You get arrested. Juries viewed the footage showing Davis moving in coordination with others while shouting, "Get the F out of here," moments before Sorter was pushed to the ground. Incident occurred on a public sidewalk across from Antifa-affiliated encampment adjacent to ICE facility. 3-day trial, 6-person jury comprised of 1 man and 5 women. Heard testimony from Sorter, police officers, and a violent witness aligned with Antifa. 3 Portland police officers testified about the events. Sorter told jurors he was the victim of mob violence. He said he'd traveled from D.C. to document what was going on. When asked why he did not fight back, Sorter said he is nonviolent. "I don't ever want to do that, especially when I'm outnumbered," he testified. The courtroom gallery included numerous Antifa extremists who regularly attend far-left demonstrations and trials involving their comrades. Davis defense attorney Anthony Chavez argued that Sorter was an out-of-state provocateur who came to Portland to harass and dox protesters. He characterized the demonstrators as peaceful and claimed Sorter escalated the situation by taking a burning American flag that wasn't his. Second defense attorney, Benjamin Scissors, attacked Sorter's credibility, describing him as an online influencer who's built a career trying to take down the left. He argued protesters reacted after Sorter filmed them without masks, claiming such exposure could lead to harassment and violence through being retweeted by Andy No. He sticks his phone 1 inch from people's faces, Scissors told the jury during the closing statements, and added, as soon as someone touches him, he cries assault. Scissors contended that Sorter exaggerated his role as a perceived victim. He shared video footage of Sorter defending himself from violent demonstrators at protests in other cities, such as New Orleans. Scissors also was the attorney for violent Portland Antifa militant John Colin Hacker in a felony robbery trial where Andy No testified as a victim. Hacker attended Davis' trial to support him. The defense called as a witness Amanda Andy Seeby, a trans Antifa activist convicted in Multnomah County in December of multiple crimes related to kicking a Jewish man's dog. Davis, who identifies as transgender and non-binary, works in independent film production. Her social media accounts feature frequent anti-government and pro-Gaza political content. Another individual arrested during the event, Son Mi Yi, was convicted in November after striking Sorter with an umbrella marked ACAB, an acronym for All Cops Are Bastards. She accepted a plea deal requiring her to stay 300 feet away from the ICE facility for a year. Sorter was also arrested that night, but prosecutors quickly dropped the case. He since said he intends to sue them. the left engages in violence, you're the victim of violence. That's all you need to know. And I thought Antifa was labeled a terror organization. We were going to do something about it. How's that going? Every night, in places like Portland, they attacked ICE officers, ICE facilities with damn near impunity. Where's the feds? Where's Pam Bondi? Where's Kash Patel? Why would Nick Sorter go back out there? What? Maybe next time get stabbed? Only to have the person that stabbed him be hailed as a hero locally, and then a sympathetic jury to leave them off the hook? And as Sorter would be bleeding out there, the cops would be putting the handcuffs on him? But don't worry about it. A bunch of immigrants are driving around fucking BMWs and Teslas that are scamming hospice and fucking daycare. So you need to get back to work. Don't be focusing on this shit. Get a second job. You got to pay more taxes, motherfucker. What are you doing? Why are you watching me? Right? You better be at work while you're watching me. We need those tax dollars. But I'm exaggerating, right? It's not like the Democrats would just blatantly come after like ICE officers or some shit, right? In my state of Pennsylvania, here is the Attorney General in our largest city, Philadelphia.
This is how it works. You commit crimes within the jurisdiction that is the city and county of Philadelphia, I prosecute you. That is how it works. No, I don't take a phone call from the president saying let him go. No, the president cannot pardon you. I'll say it again. The president cannot pardon you. And yes, I will put you in handcuffs, and I will put you in a courtroom, and if necessary, I will put you in a jail cell. If you decide to make the terrazzo floor of this airport anything like what you did in the streets of Minneapolis, which involved the criminal homicide of unarmed, innocent people. We are not having that here.
Neither of them were unarmed.
But let me go back to all ICE agents who are going to keep their oath, who are going to follow the law and uphold the Constitution of the United States. Thank you for keeping your oath. To any agent who might think about doing it an illegal way, I'll be seeing you in court, and you're not going to like it.
They're going to arrest ICE officers. When they take over. For nothing. They're going to arrest them. That's why they want them unmasked. so that their brown shirts could go attack them at their homes and then they could arrest them.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are. In a country of 350 million, we outnumber them. If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice. And this is a small bunch.
They're already going after the Doge kids. They're going to go after ICE. They're playing for fucking keeps. And a huge portion of the Republicans we elect are like, good. Good. They can't say it out loud, but that's what they want. They want Trump and all of his people. They like the open borders. They like the uniparty pretending they disagreed on these issues. They enjoyed that thoroughly. They didn't want some outsider like Donald Trump coming in and rocking the boat. So they're like, good. We'll suck. Oh, Mr. President, you're the great. It's unfortunate. We just can't do anything. Norms. What can we do? But you're the greatest. And meanwhile, they go home and they're like, throw that motherfucker in prison. Everyone that's for throw him in fucking jail. We don't want voter ID. Voter ID? We're not popular. We don't want the will of the people enforced. Fuck that. We may lose our phony baloney jobs. They're going to get it all. They're going to win. And then we're going to be in a position where we have to ask ourselves, like we did during the first Trump term, would we have been better off had he never won? We've been better off if Kamala won. No, we wouldn't have been, literally, in the short term. We would have another 10 million illegals. We'd have disinformation boards censoring people online. But at least then you could say, well, if we get into power, we would do something. Now it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Well, let's read super chats at least. Sorry, the dono bar is not working there. What the heck's going on today? But that doesn't mean we can't read the chats. First off, over on Rumble, thank you so much over there. Go to Boki. $10 says, when the GOP and DOJ don't do jack squat, they're pushing people to more radical solutions. Yeah. Which isn't good either. Zach Gelpy, $5 says, damn those tech gremlins I'm having. Chop Chop 20 says, for the Empty Nest Fund, beer and sandwiches from the Mississippi. Thank you. What fun traveling to Kentucky tomorrow. Goat Naps, $5 says, amazing rant in the extravaganza. Thank you so much. Baxter Boy, $5. Thank you. We talk about women. $2 says, the day I just had, your video title is perfect. Yeah. Well, herniated disc. I'm fucking outraged. My back's hurting. Might as well let it all out. Gizmo, $10 says, what's up, brother? I don't have any political party affiliation. I get it. Hope everything's good, man. Legendary CEO, $50. Thank you. Says the Jew bros are hilarious. Point and laugh. Yep. Zach Gelpy, $5 says, we run the world. All 15 million. Zach is Jewish. That's what he's getting. Thanks for the $5. I'll get my 7,000 $5 at a time there. Mr. B, thanks so much. $20 says, we're never going to win due to these idiots. They unknowingly excuse and pardon the Democrats for all their crimes and corruption and instead blame you for playing partisan politics and not blaming Jewish people. Yep. Yep. And then Mr. B, another 20, says, the problem is these JQers think we could all of a sudden go to war against Israeli interests, and the left will suddenly rejoice and unite with us, and somehow they'll be less insane and bloodthirsty. It's not the case. If you drew a Venn diagram of the people, the lefties on college campuses that chant from the river to the sea, who want white men to pay reparations, it'd be a complete circle. And I'm somehow a Zionist for pointing that out. Zach Gelpy, $5, says I can't blame him at all. Yeah. James O'Keefe and Scott Pressler. I agree. Guy Ashby, thanks for being a member. And then Zach says, who is John Galt? Yeah. She knew. From Bumbly, $2, thank you. And then Legendary CO, another 20, says, dollars for hope. Thank you. And then another 20 says, or hope for dollars. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Mechanical Mike, $20, says, what do we do to fix this? We'll talk about that. Legendary CEO, thanks for being a member. Thank you. And then Vincent DeVici, how you doing, man? $5 says, Rob, what the hell? How the heck did Christianity get more hated than the other two religions? Atheists have it's such a skewed, hostile view. It's unbelievable. It is what it is. Cultural Marxism. Christianity's oppressors. Period. End of story. All other religions and atheists are oppressed. Therefore, oppressors bad, oppressed good. Simple. White people are oppressors. All other races oppressed. Simple. Men are oppressors. Women oppressed. Simple. So what do we do about it? We get black-pilled? Well, no. I'm not even going to give the real answer, which I give all the time. Get married, have a family, go to church. That's the real answer. Okay, but what about politics? I'm unwilling to cede political ground because as a Christian, I know I'll go to heaven. Nope, I'll still fight in this world for political outcomes that I think are righteous. I still will. Oh, Legendary CEO, $100. Thank you. Says to meet the goal. Well, because of my stupid overlay screwing up, it claims, here, I'll show you. I don't know if I can show you. We're at $354, so we're $3 away. Thank you so much, you absolute legend, man. Thank you. No, not quite. It says $354.39. I don't know why it's not showing up, but I can try one more time. Here. Let's do this. Try it one more time. I don't know what the heck's going on with it. It never gave me problems like this before. Oh, piss. Look at that. Did someone donate again? Well, that is the goal. Chop, chop. Thanks so much. $5. Thank you. And then Legendary gave another 100. Says stretch goal. Then thank you so much. We'll give it a go. I'll show you what it's showing me on the thing here. See the top there? So I don't know what's going on. Carlos, thank you so much for the $3. Says, here you go, salute. Thank you. C-Diff Take says, all Rob does is talk black pill. Then he says he isn't black pilled. There are good things. You have to actually talk about them. You can talk bad Trump. Constant bad Trump's no different. Well, C-Diff, let's give your fucking impression. Where did I say that was wrong? Go ahead, C-Diff. Good. I felt like talking shit on someone. How about you, you worthless motherfucker? You got criticism of me today? You picked a good day. I love the peanut gallery piece of shit. Like this fuckface. Here's a guy with all the ideas. Look at that motherfucker. I'm sure his channel's booming. He's got all the right ideas, right? After all, I'm just black-pilled. Here's a motherfucker with hope. There you go, fuckface. Go ahead. Give us your message, you cocksucker. Let's hear it. Fucking worthless sack of shit. Never contributed a shit all to any sort of political discourse that means anything. Anonymous piece of shit online motherfucker. Wants to criticize other people. How's that for black pill, you fucking worthless sack of human excrement piece of shit? That's sort of excrement piece of shit. Little double talk. How's that, motherfucker? There's something to be positive about. As depressing as it could all be, there's always some stupid fuckface like that that's a waste of human fucking space that you could always say at least you're better than them, right? Right? But don't get black-pilled on me there, C-Diff, right? Don't be upset that I'm calling you out to be the worthless piece of shit that you actually are. You wouldn't want to be black-pilled on me, right? Talk about the positives, right? So fucking tired of you worthless people that contribute nothing. Fucking lobsters, crabs in a bucket, dragging people down, worthless sacks of shit. How's your day going, though, C-Div? My back's a little sore. Not really in the mood to deal with you fuckfaces today. Just saying. The reason not to be black-pilled is black-pill means there's no hope, but if you're Christian, then there's ultimate hope. So it'd be anathema to be black-pilled. Secondly, even if you're not Christian, there are things that are more important than these political world, such as having real-life relationships, like getting married, having children, having real-life friends, having a community that you could appreciate and be part of. Even in societies that are bad, you could have good, meaningful lives that it's not worth just getting depressed. That's number two, why it's not important to get black-pilled. Third, because you can't start pushing forward until your back's against the wall. So even when you articulate how bad things are, that allows you to understand exactly what the problem is so that you can start pushing forward in meaningful ways. If you're unable to articulate the depths of the problem, then oftentimes you will not be able to provide solutions that will be necessary in order to make these problems go away. So talking about the depths of the problem isn't a bad thing. Fourth, I talk about good things Trump does all the time. When I do that, then I have people on the other side that tell me that it's hopium, that Trump's the worst, that I'm a Zionist, etc., which was sort of the theme of this video here today. So for example, I say, one thing that you can't take away from Trump is that he almost immediately secured the border. That's something that he did. Had he not done that and fought tooth and nail to do that over a year, we would say, what an incredible accomplishment. But because he was able to accomplish it within a week, now we don't look and give him credit for that. I also talk about how the real problem's not Trump, and that actually, even if I disagree with the conflict in Iran, if we were doing these domestic shit like the SAVE Act, then it would actually be better. So what we need to do is start putting pressure on the actual Republicans in Congress, and particularly the Senate. That's really where the real problem is. So we have to do the long task, which may take a long while, to ensure that we're making ourselves vocal in the primary process to get these worst people out there. That starts by correctly calling out how terrible they are. If we don't, and instead do what you want and just talk about the positives, then we're unable to get these people out of office because people aren't focused on the negatives that we should hold them accountable for, and instead are just talking about the positives. I hope that helped clear it up for you there, C-Div. I also talked about how things would be worse under Kamala. Quite literally, we'd have disinformation boards. We'd have another 10 million illegals that would come across. We'd be trying to legalize, or we'd be trying to make DC a state, trying to make Puerto Rico a state, etc. That help? Or did you have a different take on your hit show that I'm assuming you're moving the cultural needle on? Day after day, I could do shows saying, look, The people that are saying Trump's terrible. Now wait, let's push back. I do one show that's like, look at all this bad shit that's occurred to. Rob says not to be blackpilled, but he's just blackpilled. And he needs to talk about the positives. That's what he needs. That's what's going on. Every episode must be equal time negatives and positives. Equal time negatives and positives. Or else he's blackpilled. I hope no one muted C. Div. I was hoping he would come back and say, fuck you. And I'd be like, no, fuck you. I don't know. He's probably not that bad of a guy. I was just like a notched arrow. I don't know if you could say loaded firearm. So it was like a notched arrow just waiting to fucking tee off on someone. And there you go, C. Div. You were the first person I saw. So maybe a little too harsh, but I know C. Diff's a fucking intestinal infection. Hell of a thing to name yourself after. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take generations of fighting. There's going to be highs. There's going to be lows. We should correctly call out those lows in an attempt to ensure that the people that we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into supporting and getting elected are actually doing the right things. Right? That's what we should do. In fact, in election season, right? Remember, Trump was my third choice, right? I preferred both Vivek and DeSantis over him, primarily because I thought they were harsher on criticisms of the FBI. I criticized the shit out of Trump all the time in its first term. Come election season, when I was in try to get as many of us elected as I can mode, what was I doing? Over and over and over, debate after debate. All in on the team. Get Trump elected. Get Republicans elected. That's what I was doing. Online, in my personal life. I said the time for criticism is once you win. That's the time for criticism, to force the people to follow through on what they promised in their campaign. Then when I do that, nope, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Nope. When I'm pushing to get these people elected during election, why won't you criticize them? Why won't you say the bad things? When I'm criticizing them because I don't see the policies that are the most important getting passed, why won't you talk about the good things? Why won't you talk about the good things? I don't know, man. I guess because I'm human and I'm not perfect, and I don't do the show in the perfect way like no doubt you could. Tell me, what is the exact amount? Go ahead. You tell me in your words. What's the negatives and the positives that should be being addressed? That's so important that we got to talk about it. Go ahead. How much time do I have to divvy out to the positives versus the negatives? Just curious. What's the correct ratio per show? Yeah, I'm not going to dial back, Dad. This is me. Great thing about the internet is there's a ton of people, ton of places you can be. And if it's, you know, like how aggressive I am or loud or the tone of my voice or whatever, that's fine. There's other options. Have at it. I saw that Mayor Pete eating cinnamon rolls. He's biting like a chicken wing. He's like going in. Fucking crazy. There we go. 5.8374 on the positives versus the ratio of 3.7294 in the negatives. Makes sense. Good, bad, good. Every 5 seconds till the end of the show. Makes sense. I mean, I literally do a show. It's like I'm going to bitch about everything today. It's like, well, what about the positives? I say fuck clip after clip. Like, Where are we at here? What happened with Tucker? That's me sort of like, well, pushing back a little on Trump's terrible for the Iran war thing. Me sort of defending the Trump administration on some of the Epstein stuff. That's that video. Massive legal victory on immigration with Trump. Defending Kash Patel. This video was talking about if Trump solves the Iran thing in 60 days, how that could be a good thing. This video with my buddy Phil Kerpen was talking about a mistake, how Trump need not, from a right-wing perspective, go for these right-wing or left-wing credit card things. Epstein files defending Kash Patel and Trump. Defending basically that I don't think Trump's become Israel's puppet. Would have helped if I was showing them. So that's Jets defending Trump here. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 of the last 11 or 12 videos. Not enough. Black-pilled. Then I put those videos, go to the comments in those videos. How could you defend Trump? How could you? How? This is outrageous. Zionist. Then I do an episode like, here's all the fucking things going wrong with Trump Republican. Black-pilled. Doesn't say anything positive. Can't win. Vincent, thanks so much. $5 says, we have non-straight, pro-terrorist people out there. We got to vote in Christians. Atheists make laws from their morals, so can we. Agreed. Ken Fox, thanks so much. $10 says, would love to see you interview Susan Kokinda from Promethean Action. She covers what mainstream media does. I'm sure. Would love to. Christopher Scott, $5 says, I love how you give a pretty accurate description of what we're at, of where we're at just about when you're going into solution. We got some crybaby in the chat. Right. Literally, I announced we're going to go in solution. I don't like you guys talk about solutions enough. Scott Pressler already gave the solution. Okay. We push to get you elected. If you fail, then we push to primary you. And we push other people. That's what we do. We keep trying to win the cultural war. We keep exposing what we can on our channel, just how bad these policies are, how these institutions are so bad. We keep pushing. We try to get hearts and minds on ourselves. The battle is fought with information. Then we continue to try, go back to that well over and over again, to push, to get people that will accurately represent us. It will fail a lot. There is a lot of incentive to be a grifter, to hate the people you claim to represent, and to just get rich. It will take a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. It may already be too late. And yet, that's not reason for depression or failure or to stop or to accelerate. You're motivated to work harder. And if you fail, you fail. But at least you tried to do the right thing. Things could be worse. Things could be worse under a Kamala Harris president. Things could be worse even if Kamala was president. There could be people worse than her. Yes, that's true. Was that good enough, C. Diff, or no? You let me know, man. We'll take the show in the direction you want. Yeah, I don't think voting Democrat's the answer. Thanks. I'm glad you like the extravaganza thing. Like I said, maybe if my back wasn't killing me today, I'd be in a better mood. But I don't give a fuck today. That's how I feel. And I'm going to call it out. It doesn't mean when it comes time to fucking hit the ground and try to get people elected, I ain't going to do that. Don't have any other. Vance Murphy tweets out, the Democratic Party was on life support in 2024. Now they are winning every single special election. Trump's presidency has completely revived a dead party that kills babies and destroys everything. That's it in a nutshell. Now, I don't think it's just the Trump presidency. I think it's more the Republicans in Congress, but yeah. Every single issue that Quinnipiac pulled, the economy, foreign policy, the Iran situation, Trump's underwater. Every single one. Maybe that poll's bullshit. I don't necessarily agree that the numbers on the poll are correct, but I think that he's probably losing on all of those issues. And you might say, well, that's bullshit. How's he not better on the economy than Democrats? Maybe you're right, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's what voters perceive that's going to matter when it comes to the election. And at the end of the day, Republicans aren't winning the information battle. A lot of it's because the deck's stacked against them. A lot of it's because they ain't even trying. And a lot of it's because they legitimately fucking suck. And I sit here day after day after day, like, how can Republicans not win these? But how could you take two assassination attempts at Donald Trump and have it be out of the news within 2 weeks? How could you take one of the most prominent Republican figures, Charlie Kirk, getting assassinated, and within 2 weeks, the story is Jimmy Kimmel's the real victim? How could that be? If I told you that, you'd be like, there is zero fucking shot. Zero. It's exactly what happened. Didn't it feel like after the assassination of Kirk, it was like, something's changed? And I remember saying, it's like, nah, we'll see. Give it a month. Right back, business as usual. Every night, I sit here at the end of the show, and I watch that outro video. Every single night. I watch that little girl run to him. Every night. I feel like I'm the only person that mentions Charlie Kirk's name that's not saying that Erica Kirk killed him or Turning Point killed him or Israel killed him. No one gives a fuck. Maybe I'll get killed someday and people will say that sucks for a month and then no one will give a fuck again. And then they'll blame my wife. And all the people I debated will be like, good. He had it coming. I don't care. Life will move on. No one gives a fuck. I'm nothing compared to what Charlie was when it comes to influence, connections, No one gives a shit that he's dead. No one in a position of power. They don't give a fuck. They watched him get killed and then watched the left be violent over and over again, and they got away with it again. Only by the grace of God did that bomb not go off with Jake Lang and those people. Why are you so angry? Why do you get fired up? Why aren't you? It's just so fucking depressing. How'd they do that? How could they do that? How could they celebrate? How could they fucking celebrate that? How could they? I'm too soft for this shit. It shouldn't be this way. But this is where we're at. The people that are in positions to do shit don't give a fuck. So it's left to people like me to continue to go out there. The chance of my success in a great way, probably not high. Probably a better chance that someone destroys me in an act of violence or censors me or gets me kicked off the platform or so my voice isn't heard. All that's more likely than me making an actual institutional change. But I'll keep plugging away, trying my best, writing speeches for fucking Republicans, going to consultations, going to Republican events, doing the stream, working with people. I'll still keep plugging away. Same as I've been doing, over and over and over. No one's coming to save us. It's only us. We have to keep trying our best, and we may fail. It's not a movie. It's not a comic book. The good guys don't always win. We may lose. And woe be unto our children if we do. They'll suffer the consequences far worse than we will. I'm 41. I've lived a pretty damn good life. If it ended today, let no one say that I wasn't one of the luckiest people that have ever lived. But will my son have that option? So I'll keep trying. I sit back and I'm like, how the fuck? Like all the shit that I've seen just in the past fucking 6 years. You see this shit and you're like, how can it be that there's never consequences ever? Bobby, thanks for the $5. Says they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Now that's that's an all-timer. The Bears are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. Get him, Dennis Green. I play this video a lot, but I'm going to play it again. I don't give a shit. I do. I do care about the show, but I will play this video again. Maybe. Get there. Sitting here, did a live. This is just a clip from this live stream. It was like this live stream. Every once in a while, I get in this mood, so I'm fucking flipping out. All this crazy shit in real time. I'm like, how is it just me? Like, I'm the only one that I saw going on these panels arguing. No one in politics, no one on the online community. At the height of the fucking BLM COVID madness, I used to get picked on all the time by these lefties. Oh, Rob's gonna bring up BLM. Rob's gonna bring up COVID. Oh, it's like a running joke. Yeah, we did that. We told you stupid motherfuckers you couldn't leave your house. Your kids couldn't go to school. You couldn't go visit your parents in the nursing home. We told you that while we went out and did whatever the fuck we wanted. And we rioted. And we told you it was mostly peaceful. And we said the virus was bad. But you know what's worse? Racism. We did that. We got away with it. And you still want to talk about it? Fuck you. That's what the left said.
I've had it. I've had it of being called a racist. I've had it of being told that I'm somehow
by the
inferior,
way,
that I'm...
As we start this, as you can see, 5 fucking years ago, July 2nd, 2020. And I've probably been putting out 10 to 20 hours on average a week of content ever since. Still fighting, still plugging away.
I've had it. I've had it of being called a racist. I've had it of being told that I'm somehow inferior, that I'm less educated, that I'm somehow a 10-toothed rube, like Rick Wilson said on CNN, that I'm a racist if I disagree with the disastrous positions of Black Lives Matter that would be bad not only for all Americans, but particularly for Black Americans. I'm tired of saying if I don't believe corporate-led revolutions, that somehow that makes me an immoral person. I'm tired of people saying that I have to cower down and shut my mouth or I'll lose my job if I don't cow down to this mob. I'm tired of having to say, yeah, I hear you. Maybe there's a case for tearing down Confederate statues. I don't care. I don't have any love for Confederate statues. I don't care. But I'm not going to give in to the mob. I'm tired of it. It's worth fighting for its own sake. We're not going to listen to a bunch of people that hate this country and want to overthrow it and return us to segregation and want to make us a globalist, fascist, Marxist society. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of trying to calmly explain to people things like why toddlers shouldn't be able to vote and why you shouldn't be allowed to take people's property and we should have property rights. I'm tired of explaining to people why the police should arrest people that steal from stores, why they should arrest people that are skipping out on subway tolls. These are all conversations I've had this week. I'm tired. The people among us that know the least are the most arrogant and most confident that they know more than everyone else. I'm sick and tired of it. They don't live in the real world. They don't have real jobs. I had someone tell me about COVID. I said, how long do we have to get locked down in your world? They said, I live in Australia. The government just pays us. We could stay locked down indefinitely. I have to explain to you that if no one's working, let's just make it real simple. If no one's working on the farms, how's the government going to send you food? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being attacked. I'm tired of having been crushed in the culture war. I'm tired of Republican leaders that claim that they're defending us that aren't doing squat. I'm tired of on my radio show when I bring Republicans on, they say, yeah, we got to get back in the fight. And all they're doing is proposing legislation and filing court cases that they eventually lose. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people getting in touch with me saying that they're going to contact my employer and get me fired because I had the temerity to argue against Black Lives Matter. I'm sick and tired of having to pretend, oh, it's a noble thing. What they're doing out there is noble. It's not. They're terrorists. Does that mean everyone involved with them is? No. But if you're aligned with terrorists and you're marching with terrorists, then you're hurting this country. And I'm tired of pretending it's not the case. We have a nerve. We have backbones on here. Where's our leaders? I go in a panel, people say, can we just agree? I'm a conservative, but can we just agree if Trump would just wear a mask, then COVID would be solved? Really? So it's just about masks now. So we didn't need the lockdown. Well, no, you still need the lockdown, but let's be honest, it's Republicans. Really? It wasn't Democrats. And they're experts that said it was okay to go out by the hundreds of thousands and protest for Black Lives Matter, shoulder to shoulder, while they're burning down buildings. Well, all the scientists say that those contact tracers proved that the Black Lives Matter protests didn't spread the virus. Fuck you! I'm tired of the... Ugh. Your experts are full of it, if that's what they're claiming. These two things can't be true. That if you're shoulder to shoulder and if you're in large crowds, you spread COVID, but not if you're protesting for Black Lives Matter. Either they were wrong originally or they're wrong now. And I'm tired of being treated because they have the experts. The experts say this. Then I'm done with the experts. I don't care. The same experts, 5,000 of them that signed on, that said science, technology, engineering, and math is racist. The same experts that are endorsing Black Lives Matter, that's against the values of the Enlightenment and doesn't believe there's a thing such as truth, that's been attacking all of our hard sciences and arts, those experts? I'm tired of it. And we have to pretend. Oh, no. Here's a paper I have from the experts. These great experts that did this study say that, Black Lives Matter couldn't have spread this disease. Thousands of Bush officials have signed on to elect Joe Biden. Thousands of former Intel officials have signed on that Trump needs to be impeached over the Ukraine. They didn't care about Biden's quid pro quo that Trump was trying to investigate. They don't care that the president of Ukraine's top prosecutor has came public with evidence that Biden committed extortion with U.S. tax dollars, including audio from Joe Biden himself, including financial transactions. They don't care. The experts didn't care about that. But Trump investigating it. The same experts that told us the FBI didn't do anything wrong in the Russia investigation. Only they did. It's war. That's what it is. I'm not advocating violence. Breitbart was a prophet. He saw this in 2008. Listen to him. You know what Breitbart's background was? He said, here's how I got into it. I lived in LA. I was a socialite. I went to all the cocktail and pool parties where everyone laughed at flyover country. But then he visited flyover country and he realized how arrogant and horrible and wrong all of these institutions were. We're talking about institutional and systemic bigotry and racism. Name me one institution that sticks up for rural America, for flyover country. Give me one. We're just told how privileged we are if we have a certain skin color. And God forbid you be a person of color from flyover country or a conservative person of color. You'll get attacked even harder. I love Breitbart and he's an inspiration to me. But I don't need someone to come in and fight for me anymore. I'm going to fight for myself. I don't care what it costs. I'm sick and tired of the deck being stacked against people like us, normal Americans, being stacked against us, and us having to constantly grovel or be silent out of fear or wait for some leader to come along. There is no leader coming along. It's up to us. I'm sick and tired of the lies and the misdirection and the sophistry and the excuses and the hypocrisy. I showed you that video the other day. Black Lives Matter protesters start beating this man. What's the first thing the crowd starts yelling? Don't record it. Don't record it. Don't record it. They're liars. They don't want it recorded because they don't want it to be shown the thug terrorists that they are. But I have to believe 99% of these protesters are peaceful. So they sit around and watch innocents get beat and watch stores get burned? Oh, but it's all the police officers' fault. All of the violence was because tear gas was shot. It's garbage and you know it. And I'm tired of engaging on that level and pretending that these people are arguing in good faith. They're not. And if they are arguing in good faith, they're so ignorant that it makes worthwhile dialogue almost impossible. I'll keep plugging away. I'll keep doing these debates. I'll keep being polite. I'll keep keeping an open mind. But I know what they're doing. I know. And make no mistake about it, they're winning. They are winning. They've won the culture war. They control academia. They control the media. They control Silicon Valley. They control the entertainment industry. They control corporate America. All of it. Go order a McDonald's cheeseburger. Let me know what their motto is now. Turn on Amazon. Get some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Go to Chase Bank. Any corporation, Nike. All buying into the Marxist terrorists trying to overthrow this country. All the great people in my family, in my life, in my community, all they want to do is go to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and provide for their families. And they're treated like shit over and over and over. And I'm sick of it. That's what keeps me going, them. We have a Marxist fascist revolution. Why isn't it directed at the people in charge? If you think that there's systemic racism, why aren't you directing your protest and your riots at the people that control the systems? Instead, you're rioting in inner city communities, burning down black communities, and directing your anger at normal Americans. And making it somehow racial, as if all white people are responsible or white people have original sin. Can't you see this is exactly what the establishment wants? Because their biggest fear is...
Now, we talked about COVID there, just so you can see. So here was me then, 3 years ago, talking about COVID accountability in the car. See how this fucking goes.
So there's an article that came out in the Atlantic today, and it's talking about how we should give amnesty to everyone who had different opinions at the beginning of COVID and throughout COVID. This is the worst possible thing. I predicted that this would occur. The people that cheered for authoritarian, draconian measures that were designed to make your life a living hell if you disagreed with them, when proven wrong, would say, oh, our bad. Well, don't blame us. We were trying our best. Now, let me be clear. I think there were people that weren't designing to make your life hell for the sake of it, just because they wanted to. Many of these people were duped, and they wanted to virtue signal, and they felt that their lives were suffering because of the measures that we took against COVID, and they wanted someone to blame. And it was easy to blame Trump supporters, and it was easy to blame people that were asking questions and saying, wait a minute, is this necessary? Those people we were told, they want grandma to die. They're the reason. It's a virus. It's a pandemic of the unvaccinated. It's those people questioning. And so it was easy for a litany of people to come out and say, yay, we're going to attack those people. We're going to make their lives hell. We want them censored. We're going to blame them. Those people existed, but make no mistake about it. The people that were issuing these proclamations and these authoritarian policies, such as lockdowns, locking down kids, forcing people to take medications against their will, those people knew exactly what they were doing. They told us that we were supposed to blame people like me that were accurately raising questions such as, should we intentionally destroy our economy in order to fight a virus? Should we punish kids by locking them down when they don't seem to be that susceptible to the virus? Should we force people to take medication, many of which, such as young, healthy people that previously had a case of COVID, seem to have more protection than those themselves that are vaccinated? People were convinced that someone like me ought to be censored. Someone like me ought to be one that was told, you're at fault for all this. And meanwhile, the people that were encouraging masses of people to believe that were people like my governor, Tom Wolf, whose administration forced nursing homes to accept COVID patients. I was told because I thought that it was wrong to lock down young, healthy people from going to work, which resulted in them losing their small businesses, losing their homes, losing their ability to have money in the bank, going into crippling debt. I was told by thinking that was a bad idea that I wanted grandma to die. Meanwhile, the very people telling me that forced grandma to be in a nursing home next to a COVID patient, and then she died. And now they want amnesty? They told you in Michigan that you couldn't get seeds, that you weren't allowed to plant a garden. They arrested people for being in public parks and on beaches. They locked down kids while they themselves, the parents and or the teachers, went out on vacation and things that they told you shouldn't be able to do. Governors, politicians, senators, representatives that told you needed to be locked down violated their own lockdown to eat at the French Laundry or get their hair done or go march with Black Lives Matter. They told you COVID was bad, so you couldn't go to your job, but racism was worse, so you could go ahead and go to a million-person Black Lives Matter rally. They told you that you couldn't go get groceries in some places unless you had a vaccine passport. And yet they themselves say that those sorts of IDs and passports are racist when it comes to things like voting. They covered up the fact that they encouraged gain of function and paid for gain of function research in the Wuhan lab. They told you to even say that this could have came from a lab in China meant you were a racist, and instead you had to believe their theory that a bunch of backwards people in China were eating pangolins and bats, and that's what caused it. All the while it was for their personal benefit. They got more power, they got a transfer of wealth from the poor and working class to the upper class, they got to cover up their crimes. They want amnesty. Just this week we're finding out that the University of Boston, the Imperial College in London, all of them are continuing gain-of-function research on COVID to make it more lethal. And there's a better-than-not chance that's how we got in this situation in the first place. All of your loved ones that died, all of you that lost your homes or lost your business, all of you whose children didn't get a proper education, and now the people that forced it upon you and told you that you were immoral if you questioned it are deigning to tell you, oh, our bad, but we shouldn't judge anyone. No, we should judge people, because if we don't, these same authoritarians will issue these declarations when it comes to the next pandemic, or when it comes to climate change, or when it comes to the next enemy like Russia. They'll say, shut up. You're a person who only wants us to die, who wants this country to suffer. If you don't believe us, you should be censored, and you're the enemy. And then when they're wrong, they go, oh, our bad. No, the destruction that they wrought for the past 2 years in this country is despicable. And make no mistake about it, the people at the top levels did this not just to facilitate their own power, but to also blame the former President Trump. The reason Trump lost largely is because of the handling of COVID. Now we find out that Dr. Fauci, the guy that we were told we have to trust, was funding the Wuhan lab that likely created this, and that they were forcing a bunch of stuff on us that they knew was authoritarian and had no proof would work. The pain was the point. They wanted the country to suffer because we needed to be punished for voting for someone that they didn't like. Enough is enough. These people need to be held accountable. Republicans, if they win the House and Senate, which looks likely, need to immediately start holding hearings on people like Dr. Fauci. The people that did these things need to be held accountable. Your family and friends that treated you like crap because you were right and knew that lockdowns were a disaster and locking down children were a disaster. Remember that. They're the people that will sell you out in the future. It doesn't matter if they were misled. They cheered for authoritarian policies designed to punish you because they thought you were the enemy. Now they don't get to say, oh, well, forgive us, we meant well. So to the Atlantic, I say, no, I'm sorry, no amnesty whatsoever for the people that push these authoritarian policies. And I'm going to double down on my efforts at holding each and every one of them accountable.
How'd that work? I failed. No one was held accountable. They got away with it. Who was it? Who was held accountable? Name one person. Three fucking years, probably. I'm guessing during the whole COVID thing, I'm guessing on average, I probably streamed 5 to 6 days a week, and at least 30 minutes of it was talking about the pandemic per show. Day after day after day, year after year. Nothing came of it. Nothing. No accountability. Republicans shook their fist. If we get in there, we're going to hold people accountable. They didn't do shit. Nothing. In my state, the attorney general that locked us down, that enforced the orders that our governor, Tom Wolf, said that we were cowards if we didn't stay locked down, that forced COVID patients into nursing homes where they died. The attorney general at that point was a guy by the name of Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro not only was not held accountable, he was made governor. And now he's on a top 5 list as a potential Democrat candidate for president. The health secretary in Pennsylvania was trans Rachel Levine, who was promoted under the Biden administration to be an admiral. No punishment whatsoever. Not even political punishment. Oh, here's a regular. Hey, windmill. Jaceburg, right? Jaceburg. Want to throw something in about Israel? What about Trump? Rob, what about Trump? Trump, remember Trump? Trump, Trump on that? Trump, hey, Trump, don't forget Trump ventilators. Trump, don't forget Trump ventilators. Trump, you remember that? Trump ventilator. Can we get Trump? Can we talk about Trump? You said Israel, Trump, Israel. Why not hold Trump here? Trump accountable. Trump the ventilators. Trump. Why not hold him accountable? Trump. Right. Yeah, motherfucker, you stupid bitch. You worthless fucking cunt. Sure, let's hold Trump accountable too, you fucking worthless sack of shit. Good? Want to throw in an Israel Jews bad here as well? You J-spurging sack of shit? Got it? Yes, I held Trump mightily accountable. Talk about it all the time. What were you doing, bitch? Just yelling about Israel? Huh? I don't have to like the vaccine. I think you should have had the option. I have no problem with our government trying to help facilitate a speedy vaccine that could help. The way in which it was done, the fact that they were basically given amnesty and all that shit, yeah, it was terrible. And I don't have a problem with the bill that was trying to give it. Trump didn't force lockdowns. He just paid lip service to them, which was one of the reasons that I pushed for DeSantis over Trump in the 2024 election. Even though DeSantis also did embrace lockdowns initially, which was a mistake. Name me one politician that was running prominently for president that didn't do that sort of shit. But sure, I gave DeSantis his flowers and said he was better than Trump on it. Criticized Trump for paying lip service to those lockdowns, though he himself never officially locked down. He allowed the governors to do it. But he did praise the ones that did it, and it was something that absolutely should be excoriated for. Trying to pressure vaccine companies to actually rush vaccines, don't have a problem with that. Forcing vaccine mandates, I would have had a problem with. Fortunately, Trump didn't do that. Trump did military mandates of the vaccine. Prove it. I'll call it out right now. Show it. Show me. Show me the executive order that Trump pushed doing lockdowns. Go ahead. Show me. Go ahead. Let's see it. It was state by state. As far as I know, there were no military men. In fact, the vaccine came in right at the end of Trump. I don't think he would have even had time. Maybe had he wanted 2020, maybe he would have issued mandates, which I would have been against. But I don't think he had time to issue any mandates. Could be wrong. Willing to see it. Totally call it out. It's something I've missed. I don't think I ever talked about Trump forcing military mandates. So, Windmill's going to show us. No. You said military mandates. Don't change it. Show the proof. You're demanding that I criticize Trump. You said military mandates. Show the proof. Let's see it. Don't have a problem with him using the military to distribute the vaccine. Not an issue. Show me the military mandate. Show it. Show me the executive order of Trump doing lockdowns. I'm willing to look at it. I criticize the shit out of Trump for just paying lip service. You don't think I'll double down and say, oh, he fucking forced the military? Absolutely, I'll call him out. Let's see the proof. Let's see it. Right? You weren't just making shit up, right? Right? You're not just a J-Spark that makes shit up, right? You wouldn't do that. So let's see the proof. Maybe you're right. I'll admit if I'm wrong. I don't remember it. Does anyone else remember it? Seems weird to me. Because they didn't even announce that the vaccine had passed clinical trials until the election was over. So that means between November when they announced it and when Trump was out in January 20, he issued military mandates. Could be. Let's see it. I assume you're looking it up, right? What does being a J-Spark have anything to do with that? Because she hates Trump, because Jews, and so therefore blame Trump for shit that has nothing to do with Trump. Like military mandates that she's just making up out of thin air. It's all right, though, because Jews are bad. Windmill, where you at? That's weird. You disappeared. Huh. Strange. Shame on me for not holding Trump accountable for the made-up shit in Windmill's head. That's my bad. I mean, I criticized the shit out of him, but how dare I not criticize him for the shit that this lady made up in her head? That's my mistake. I ought to know better. That warranted 4 posts in a row. Why won't you blame Trump? 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 Well, there you have it. I'll try better next time to know what some random J-Spark lady in my chat has made up in her head so I can know to criticize those false delusions as well. My bad. Now, maybe she's about to bring out the proof, in which case I'll be like, oh shit. I guess you're right. That's fucking terrible. Have I given enough time for her to bring the receipts? I don't have a problem with Trump helping facilitate a speedy vaccine. I have a problem with the people. Trump's getting railroaded on the whole thing. He's desperate. It doesn't mean I excuse. When he's like paying lip service, I think DeSantis did bad. Fuck him. When he was praising Cuomo, fuck him. Called him out. 15 days to slow the spread, fuck him. Called him out in real time. The vaccine thing, I've never been one to really shit. The fact that he kept touting it over and over, my issue wasn't the same as everyone else's with vaccines. I think the vaccines probably made sense for some people. If you're 80 and had COPD and COVID was a high likelihood of being very serious if you captured it, probably made sense to take the vaccine. But vaccines, like all medications, have pros and cons. You have to evaluate your personal situation. I never told one person to take or to not take the vaccine. I said, find a doctor you trust. Tell them your unique medical history and make a decision that you feel right for. If you take the vaccine, I'm not going to shit on you. If you don't take the vaccine, I'm not going to shit on you. What I'm against is the mandate. That's what I'm against. Oh, I noticed you were unable to provide me the executive order of Trump's lockdown? Could you show me that? Trump's got all these people, I don't know shit about this. A vaccine, we should push for vaccine. Sure, send some fucking money. Throw money in a vaccine. Great. Then everyone in the medical field said, vaccine's the greatest thing ever happened. Vaccine's great. So he's like, I did that. I threw money at the vaccine. Was like, yeah, rush it along. Didn't force anyone to take it, but I was like, rush it along. I don't really have a problem with that. I have a problem with the medical professionals that knew that their clinical trials were bullshit. All that stuff. In fact, people in, what institution was it? One of the institutions resigned because they felt pressured by the president. Not Trump, though. They didn't say that. All the people like Fauci that hated Trump, they didn't say that. They didn't say we felt pressured. Trump made us do the vaccine. Nope, they said it under Biden. Oh, look at this. I noticed that we've changed the subject for military mandates. Can you say, I was mistaken, Rob? I shouldn't have asked you to blame Trump for something that I made up in my head. I'm sorry. So what I'm saying is, even if you don't like the vaccine, I have a difficult time for Trump saying, oh shit, there's a problem so severe that all of the experts are telling me we need to lock down. The world economy's locked down. We need to do something to get people back there. Let's put money into a cure. Oh, they're telling me this cure works. Great. That's great. I did a great thing. Windmill, you have one more chance to respond to your claims about a military mandate. You have 1 minute and you're banned. Go ahead. If the next post you make isn't a response to that, you're banned. We won't count that one. Go ahead. It is 10:01. You have until 10:02. Go ahead. While we patiently wait, now, there was a lot to criticize Trump for, and a lot of other Republicans as well. I did it all the time. But clearly, the most egregious shit happened under a Democrat president with a Democrat Congress. That's when the lockdowns were forced. It was a Democrat governor, a Democrat attorney general, a Democrat health secretary in my state that caused all the damage. Trump didn't force anything on me. And I still criticize the shit out of him. We'll give her till the end of the minute. Yeah, you're right. Trump didn't stop the mandates. See ya. Windmill. Where'd you go? I'm sorry too. See ya. Go fuck off. So tired of it. Find another channel to complain about Jews. See ya. Yes, I repeat again, Mr. Uninvested Observer. Yes, I criticized the shit out of Trump, not for forcing mandates, but for not only not stopping them, but paying lip service. I did that. I went further than you're suggesting, but it's not enough for you. Not enough. Not enough. Go virtue signal your hatred for Trump elsewhere, which is really just protection and deflection for the Democrats, which is really what your agenda is. That's what it is. It's transparent. Wow, Trump was really bad for this. I supported DeSantis because I thought he was better. And I criticized DeSantis for the lockdown and thought it was bad. I spent night after night yelling at conservatives over and over. I said in that video I put, I'm talking to conservatives and they're saying if Trump would just wear a mask, fucking conservatives. That's who I'm yelling at. Not enough for these stupid fucks. We demand more virtue signaling that you hate Trump over COVID. We demand more. How dare you criticize the Democrats that actually did the mandates more? Yell about Trump more. It's not enough for us. I don't feel that young. Criticize Trump. How dare you criticize Trump? Oh my gosh, you're a Democrat, blah, blah, blah. On the other hand, you're not criticizing him enough. No accountability for anyone. None. We talked about James O'Keefe getting frustrated. When are people going to get arrested? So James O'Keefe has a new interview out where a former CIA, only former because once this came public he was fired, admits that the CIA and other intel agencies were working in tandem to subvert Donald Trump, to take him down. And they did this because they thought he was a threat to a country or colluding with Russia, etc. This has been the case. It's just more evidence of what we've known the whole time. Chuck Schumer told us before Trump was even sworn in, the mere fact that Trump, who is elected to be the most powerful person in the country, hence in the world, has to be fearful of the executive agencies that he's in charge of and can't criticize them, shows us that it's actually those executive agencies and other institutions that run this country and not the will of the people and who they elect. What they did is more subversive than anything Trump was accused of doing. But we've known this for a long while. For example, the entire media class, academia, etc., said the biggest story in the world for 4 years was that Trump allegedly colluded with Russians to get dirt on his opponent. And yet we see the exact opposite was true. It was actually Hillary's team who colluded with suspected Russian spy named Igor Dushenko to come up with dirt that was disinformation on Trump that was used by the FBI as a precursor to spy on his team. And yet, where was the outrage from academia, mainstream media, corporate America, and most importantly, the intel agencies in going after Hillary's team for actually doing what they accused Trump of doing, colluding with suspected Russian spies? There was none. In fact, the FBI went along with it. And it's because, as O'Keefe's reporting here, that there was an agenda to take down Trump. And this is more of a grave crime than anything any individual president can do, let alone that Trump was accused of. Our country is not ran by the people who vote. Your will doesn't matter. There are people behind the scenes like those in these intel agencies that will subvert your elected leaders if they feel that their agenda doesn't go along with their own. And so we should speak up about this being the gravest threat, not Trump paying Stormy Daniels, not Trump or Joe Biden mishandling classified information. And it has nothing to do with just supporting Trump. You should worry about this if you're Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Constitutionalist, Libertarian, etc. We cannot have a working system where the will of the people doesn't matter. And all of a sudden it makes sense why all of these things that people could agree on, such as why are we massively spending? Why is the border porous? Fentanyl deaths, getting aid to places like East Palestine or Maui. Why can none of this occur? It's because the people that really run the show don't have your agenda in order. Remember, they even subverted Trump when he tried to pull troops out of Syria. So until we get a handle on this corruption, no other issue matters. And I thank James O'Keefe for providing yet more evidence showing exactly how the intel agencies felt that Trump was a threat, not to the country, but to them. Whoa! Starting to see James O'Keefe's frustration. How many times are you going to expose shit? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Start to see how he gets a little frustrated. That video, by the way, was 3 years ago. Look, maybe I've gone a little too hard. Calling people C words and this, that, and the other tonight. Yelling at people. Maybe a little hard. Back's a little sore today. A little pissed off about some political stuff, you know. Maybe I'm a little bit of a psychopath. Maybe. Just frustrates the shit out of me. These fucking people. You know? It's just, I don't know. I think there's a way to call it out with maybe not yelling that someone's a cunt. It might be a bit much. But it's the same characters you see. And I notice it. And I'm like, uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I see. I see what's going on. Kirk Sense, thank you so much for the $20, man. Says, don't let these idiots knock you off your square. The show is 3 best political shows, one of the best political shows on YouTube. Thank you, man. Not going to lie, though, pretty funny to see you small on fools. Thank you. Bobby C, $10. Thanks, man. Says, Pressler's right. We need to primary these people now. Wilson's right. We need more and better propaganda. Dyer's right. We need to focus more on local elections. Yep. All true. Kirk Sense, another 5, says, not to mention shoving COVID positive patients into those same nursing homes that we couldn't visit. Yep. Young, healthy people had to stay locked down because we could theoretically bump into grandma and she could die. Meanwhile, people with COVID were put into the nursing home next to grandma and she did die. But I couldn't go to work. I could because I was in the medical field, but 559 Texan. What's up, man? Thanks for the $10. Says, brother, have you seen or heard of Promethean updates here on YouTube? The lady's amazing, very smart. And Windmill's an idiot. These people can't keep Trump out of their mouth. I've not heard of her, but someone mentioned her earlier. I would definitely try to reach out. I'd love to talk to some like-minded people. Collector Eibel, thanks so much, my friend. Keep on preaching, Mr. Rupp. Thank you. And Birdie the dog says, not one step back. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Let's check the Rumble. Thank you, Rumble audience. I see you over there. You guys are amazing. Rumble, am I being too shitty? I don't know. Going to Louisville to the truck show. I'm going to have fun. I'm going with my wonderful wife, my son. All the people I yelled at tonight, I don't wish ill in their life. I'm just yelling. That's all. I'm going to come back. You'll either see me streaming from Nuxanor says what I feel good. When I come back, maybe my back won't be hurting so bad. Maybe I'll be in a better mood. Politics moves fast. Who knows what we'll be talking about? Like I said, I'll try to stream. You know how it is, though. The streams on the phone aren't the same. But we'll try. So it'll be YouTube exclusive if I'm streaming. Sorry to rumble, but on the phone, I only know how to stream to one place at a time. It's depressing. Knowing that the people that want to see my way of life buried are going to win. And they are. They're going to win, at least in the short term. But that doesn't mean we should stop fighting. At all. We should keep pushing for cultural victories, keep pushing, hold the people on our side that are failures accountable, primary them, do what we can. We don't need to use violence. Go to church, get married, have kids, have friends in real life. Realize every day you're waking up above ground is a blessing. That God gave us all of this, even if you're not religious. Understand just how important personal relationships are and consider becoming religious. There's always another political fight. Always. And the one positive that's an overwhelming positive is people do absolutely despise the Democrats. They fucking hate them. And if this administration and this current Republican crop decides they can't give us things that we want, like voter ID, well then, maybe those in power slip up and we get another chance in the future. It's never over. It's never time for mass fucking black pill depression. It's none of that shit. As dark as much of this shit looks. Always another day to fight. Till there's not. And then you get to go to the kingdom of God. So, having said all of that, yeah, my back, yeah, I see over there in Rumble. My back's fucking absolutely on fire, hurting. It fucking sucks, man. It really does. It hurts. I don't know what I did to tweak it. But I see 2 $100 donations. Now's the time of the show where we play these stupid whip songs that I absolutely despise. But okay, 2 donations. I can play 2 whip songs. That's fine. So we'll see you all. I'll try to stream tomorrow night. I can't make any promises. It'll be YouTube exclusive because I'll be on the road. So heading to Louisville. So we'll see you all there. For the couple psychos that stay around for this stuff, it does pay the bills. So take it easy, everyone. Sorry if you like me yelling. You're welcome, I guess. If you hate it, I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Oh, great. People are so weird. These songs are terrible. Enjoy.
There's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. When there's a will, there's a way.
We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the land says nay, nay, nay. When I march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Left and right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. There's a will, there's a will. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the dark Lord's war. Lord's war.
Where there's a way, there's a way. Where there's a way, there's a way, there's a way. Where there's a way, there's a way. Where there's a way, there's a way.
That was something. One more. I feel like I could rap like that. I assume I can. Some of these, the names make like, okay, I type it in. This one was flamboyant. This does not sound flamboyant to me, but.
There's a whip, there's a way.
I'm losing my mind.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a whip. There's a whip, there's a way. Where 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 there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right, left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the dark lords. Whoa. Where there's a whip, there's a way, left, right.
All right. Have I done my mandated duty here? Maybe I'm going crazy because that 28-hour stream the other night. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm just super angry. Could that be? A couple housekeeping things. I suppose we'll unban everyone I banned tonight. I hit ban instead of timeout, I realized. All the time. Fucking idiot. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. Let's see. What's that under? Community? No. Settings, maybe? Moderation? Blocked words? Alright, who did we ban? Let's see. Maybe I didn't ban. What was that chick's name? If it doesn't show up tonight. That's her. She's got a different name. Fuck. The names are different on here, so I can't figure it out. I think I unbanned that chick. Other guy, you're going to have to DM me your name. I don't know what it was. Because I don't know when it started with this bullshit. Yeah, it didn't show up as windmill. But these names, I don't know why. It just started doing that. And your name's sometimes different than your like screen name that I see. Oh well. Who are we raiding over to tonight? Early night, but I do have to drive like 7 hours tomorrow, so I figured, well, you know. Dude, my computer is like crazy tonight. All right. You want to fight me? Why? I can't do call-ins now. The trolls that have been instructed to come over keep mass reporting me. So I have to find specific people I could vet. Where the heck am I? That's not right. That's also not right. We are looking for someone to raid. I'm having all kinds of problems here. There we go. Oh, let's see. Right over to Speakeasy. Well, I got whip songs playing the car ride. I do not. I'd be listening to a lot of Bob Seger and Ted Nugent on that car ride. Dire Straits. Fuck this whip stuff. No, Rob's not doing another whip stream. Not happening. Not for a year. We'll do other bullshittery later. All right. Well, a bit of a weird stream, yelling and screaming and this and that and the other. So that's how I felt today. It'll get better. It'll get better. So, or my back will fall apart and you'll just see me in here. Brought me out. I'll yell, wife! Come fucking slant me to the other side. I'm mad. You know, we'll just do one of these guys. You know. I'll try to stream tomorrow evening, sometime in the evening from the phone, so it's YouTube exclusive. But thank you guys so much. Hope I'm at least expressing what some of you are feeling. It feels weird at times. But alrighty. We'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you so much to my editor, Black Elk. Thank you to all my moderators that are excellent. Thank you to everyone who donated, everyone who watched, even the people I was yelling at. Caught me on a bad day. Sorry about that. Or not sorry, I guess, but it happened. We talked about him tonight, but take a moment to think about Charlie Kirk. Just watch this section of the video where his daughters run into him. And then go watch some videos how people mocked him. And resign yourself to the fact that there will never be consequences for that. All right, everyone. We'll talk to y'all soon. As always, have a good one.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.